Shall we start? Yes. Now today's we'll be discussing about our current affairs. Our current affairs of this week's starting from the 7th of which month? 7th of July to, that is the 13th July. We'll be discussing the current affairs topic, the most important from our exam point of view. Now while discussing about current affairs, online, I hope it is audible. Yes? Okay. Yes, audible. Good afternoon. Yes. Now, with respect to while discussing about current affairs, the first thing here is we need to discuss from the first one we call it as from our polity topics. Now, which all topics when used from polity, at least from this week's. Beginning, which all topics? The first one, beginning, which all topics? It is the first one. It is recently the government of India has declared what? As declared, that is June 25th as the June 25th as the Samvidhan. What? Samvidhan Hatya Divas anta. Okay, highly important one. At the first one we call it as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas has been declared by Government of India. This is the first news. And the second news from our polity section nodadadre ಏನಪ್ಪ second one? Recently the appointment of the assistant or the deputy national security advisor. It is appointment of for the first time we are appointing the assistant or the deputy NSA. What is NSA? It is national security advisor. Now this national security advisor yaar sir appoint ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it's appointed by yaru? It is appointed by yaru? It is appointed by the prime minister. Appointed by prime minister. Sir, yaru sir the first deputy NSA ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ you might be knowing about it is who is the NSA? It is Ajit Doval alva. It is who is the deputy NSA now? It is Rajendra Khanna has been appointed now. It is Rajendra Khanna has been appointed as what? Has been appointed as the first. What? The first deputy NSA. Highly important one. For the first time since the establishment, our assistant or the deputy NSA has been appointed. Now in this context, we need to discuss about what? We need to discuss about the most important council called as what? It is the National Security Council Bagay. It is mandatory that we need to discuss in the context of Rajendra Khanna's news. We need to discuss about NSC, and you should also discuss about what is the composition, when it has been established, what is the, I can say, main objective of this. We need to discuss about all this news with respect to our polity section. This most important one, ಎರಡರಿಂದ questions ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. And the first one ಇದರಿಂದ 101% question. Majorly while discussing about the Samvidhan Hatya Divas, we will be discussing about why the government of India has declared this June 25th as Samvidhan Hatya Divas anta. We need to discuss about emergency, different types of emergencies here. It is on which basis, on which emergency we have declared this anta kuda nodbeku. Okay alva? We'll see all those things with respect to the polity section. Now the second section here is ಏನಪ್ಪ second section? It is second section always and always. It is environment and ecology section. Environment and ecology section. Exactly yes. POXO was in use. Juvenile justice was in use. Exactly yes. Okay. No. Now with respect to environment and ecology in the sir, which all topics when used sir? Yadappa news alittu. It is first one. It is IUCN red list. Okay. IUCN red list news alittu. I completely agree. Next. Now why IUCN red list news alittu sir anta kelidre? Because of a major species called as Vakyota, a porpoise. Kelidre at least hogi. At least this is called as the panda of the sea. This is panda of the sea. Now this Vakyota, a porpoise. Vakyota, the porpoise it is on the verge of being extinction. Nothing but sir, ಏನು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ verge of extinction ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the population is less than, it is 10 in number, 10 in number, and this IUCN has also informed the government of USA to conserve and to protect this a smallest crustacean of the world. That is, we call it as Vacuita a porpoise. Vacuita a porpoise ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ, it is Vacuita ಬಗ್ಗೆ. And the second major important news ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it's the most important one with respect to high seas treaties. High seas a treaty, ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ high seas treaty. What is this high seas treaty? This high seas treaty, it is also called as ಏನು? It is BBNJ. What is BBNJ? It is biodiversity. It is beyond. It is biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction anta. Biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. Now this organization or this, I can say, conference which has been established yavaga sir anta kelidre, this has been established in the year 2023. But why is in news? But why this is in news? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? Because Indian government is proactively, Indian government has taken a proactive step to sign as well as to ratify. The Indian government has said that will be signing and will also be ratifying. No, what is signing and what is ratification? What is all about? It is BB, I can say NJ. We'll also discuss about UNCLOS also. It is the 1982, a convention called as United Nations Convention on what? It is law of seas again. We will see this. Done. With respect to second or the third important news. And next news nodadadre begne, it is from our environment and ecology ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ begne, it is fast, it is FATF. okay, that comes under IRL. It is Financial Action Task Force. Financial Action Task Force. Now the third news ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the 7th National Park of Madhya Pradesh is in news. ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ 7th National Park of Madhya Pradesh? It is recently declared National Park. It is also called as the 54th National Park of India. Now how many national parks are present in India? At least really basic. It is 50. It is the 54th one. 54th one. It is, that is Veeranagana Durgavati. It is the Veeranagana Durgavati, the tiger reserve. Highly and highly important one. Veeranagana Durgavati. It is the tiger reserve as a news. Sir, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because the government of Madhya Pradesh has taken a proactive step to curb the poaching activities within the national park. Within this national park, within this, the tiger reserve. We'll see all those things. Now, what is the uniqueness about Madhya Pradesh? We'll discuss about this Veeranagana, why they have renamed it as, I can say, Veeranagana. And we'll also discuss about when this tiger reserve has been announced. Yes or no? And how many tiger reserves are present in India? What is the objective? And 50th national census or 50th tiger reserve census ali, which organization has been established? We'll see all those things at one go. Okay, alva? This is with respect to our the environment and ecology section. Nothing but the second section. Nothing but the second section. Yes, while discussing about or while reading about current affairs, you should read it in an organized manner, based on the topics, based on the sections, based on the themes. Okay, alva? See, whatever I'm teaching, it is already recorded. YouTube all ella ida. Yes or no? It is exam yaudar nearby bandre, it must be a questions. That is for sure. Barlebekili. Now third one with respect to it is economy ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, which all topics were news? Begne, which all our topics was in news? Economy inda. Fast online. It is exactly, yes, 55th. It is in Rajasthan ali. It is Dholpur Karauli, a tiger reserve. Now 50th, on the 50th anniversary, which institution or which organization has been established sir anta kelidre? It is IPCA. Kelidre at least hogi. What is IPCA? International Big Cat Alliance. This has been established by India. Recently, we have also established the headquarters in India, that is in New Delhi. Yes, but that has been launched in our state. that has been launched in our state, that is from Mysore district in the. We'll see all those things. Why Mysore? Why not Madhya Pradesh? Okay, we'll see all those things. Now with respect to economy ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it's the first and the foremost one with respect to agriculture ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, with respect to agriculture or the primary sector. Now the most important topics with respect to agriculture ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, at the first and the foremost one we call it as it is agricultural distress. This was directly taken up from Hindu direct ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. It is agricultural distress which has been faced by ಯಾರು? The Indian farmers. We'll see all those things. What are the different types of the distress they are facing? How can we reduce this? And what is the demand of the farmers? We'll also discuss this. Nothing but it is what is the solution for this? Which committee has been established to look after doubling of farmers? What are the different challenges they are asking? What are the recommendations? Ella noda. Okay alva? This is our first topic. Second topic ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, or I can say it is most important from our, I can say it is India also, that is the coffee production in India. Coffee production in India is showing a declining trend. Why? Coffee. Now which state is the largest producer of coffee? It is our Karnataka. And if that is the case, and this coffee production is showing a declining trend, or it is showing I can say reducing trend. Because ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because of the impact of drought, because of the impact of El Nino condition which has been faced by the Indian monsoon. Nothing but because of the impact of El Nino. What is El Nino? What is El Nino? It is nothing but the increase in temperature on the eastern Pacific Ocean. Nothing but Humboldt current becomes what? Humboldt current becomes warmer. If that is warmer, obviously low pressure create agata. Obviously there will be lesser monsoon in India. Now lesser monsoon andre sir, lesser monsoon means obviously this is a plantation crop. Coffee is a plantation crop. If it is a plantation crop, it requires more monsoon alva, more rainfall. Obviously with reduction of the monsoon, obviously the yields of the coffee will come down gradually, and the impact has been felt on the Indian farmers in general and the Karnataka farmers in specific. Majorly the Western Ghats farmers, the farmers will see this. Okay alva? Coffee andre eno, about coffee, origin of coffee, we'll discuss about what is the condition required for coffee, and which country is the largest producer, what is the percentage of India, out of that India Delhi, which state is the maximum producer, out of Karnataka, which district produces maximum, we'll see end to end. Yes, okay alva? With respect to, I can say agriculture ಬಗ್ಗೆ. And ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಇದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ at least, ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the most important one, the third most important one, we call it as a concept called as right to repair. This year there must be a question on this. We call it as what? It is right to repair. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, right to repair concept. Now sir, what do you mean by right to repair? Repair andre ಏನು? Repair ಅಂದ್ರೆ at least it is the dysfunctional one, setting it right. ಹೌದಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ? For example, take an example of my mobile. ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಹಾಳಾಗಿದೆ. Don't you think I need to give it to the, I can say the showrooms? ಆ ಶೋರೂಮ್ ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು can I give it to the third party? ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನಾ? ಓಕೆ, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. What about Apple phones? What about OnePlus? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now ಈಗ think that if I'm going to company, will he be charging lesser money or higher money? Now don't you think it is my right? Because who is the owner of this mobile? It is me. If I am getting it at lower price andaga, why should I need to go to? It is the company. Now ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಂಪನಿದವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, they are not providing the manual to the third agent, saying that ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಬರಲಿ, we can charge more. Yes or no? Now government has said that it is this right to repair is a part of their fundamental right or their basic right. You can't violate this. Now recent agi Ministry of Consumer Affairs the Consumer Affairs has invited the automobile companies to join this right to repair program. They have said that Ministry of Consumer Affairs, be cautious here, it is not Ministry of Commerce. It is not Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Consumer Affairs. They have said that, or they have invited automobile companies to join this largest, or the, I can say, the program or the initiative, so that the rights of the individuals or rights of the consumers can be achieved, rather than working in the interest of rather than working in the interest of the profit, of the companies. Yes, then many companies have already joined this initiative. Take an example of, I can say, mobile phones. Take an example of agriculture. But biggest sector yav join agilla antandre, it is the automobile sector. Now don't you think this sector need to join this program, so that nam cost ella, and we can also achieve the fasterness also at a cheaper cost also, with ease also. Yes or no? For example, take an example of, I am owning some Royal Enfield bike. Can I get repaired at the normal shop owners? No, because net ide bolt ide avrige gottilla. So I am I'll leave it to company. Now will this company charge me accordingly, or will they charge at cheaper price? No. Yes or no? They are discriminating and they are exploiting the consumers. But now the Ministry of Consumers has said that, okay, our owner agidaralva, give the manual to them, let them repair wherever they want. If you are giving the good service, they will come automatically to you. The biggest problem it is the Tatas. Tata, it is gadi sakkatagidave, but they don't have a good service. But we are dependent on them. To break this chain. Ministry of Consumer, or I can say Ministry of Consumer Affairs has said that it is, I can say, they have invited whom? It is automobile companies to join this initiative. Exactly. Yes, this is with respect to economy. Now fourth one, from geography from geography section, which all topics when use? Which all are topics when use? Online? Yes. Which all topics? It is with respect to geography na nodadadre. The first and foremost news here is, it is Upper Siang project was in news. Notice at least Sogli. It is the biggest project in India with respect to generation of hydroelectricity. Now, yenak sir news ali ittu anta kelidre. Now, first and foremost one, where is this Upper Siang project? Where is this Upper Siang? This Upper Siang, it is in Arunachal Pradesh. And this Arunachal Pradesh project, it is considered to be the largest hydroelectric project potential in the country itself. Now, sir, this project ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because there is a protest which is going on. There is a protest which has been I can say undertaken by ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the tribals who are present in this region. We are called it as what? It is the Adi tribe. That is the protest ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is because of what? Because of the Adi tribe. Here, for example, think that if I am constructing a dam for hydroelectricity, now don't you think it will be a biggest impact to the tribals who are living in that region? Resettlement agate, rehabilitation, their culture has been violated. Now you protest shuru madidare. With respect to where? With respect to Upper Siang project. Now while discussing about this, you must know about our, I can say, it is LARA Act. LARA Act kelidira. What is LARA Act? It is land rehabilitation. It is land rehabilitation and the resettlement act. The Land Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act, which has been brought in 2013, amended in 2014, 15, n number of amendments has been brought with respect to the Land Acquisition, Resettlement and Rehabilitation Act, which has been brought in by the Government of India. Idhar joteli, we should also discuss about what? It is FRA, yav yearalli? It is 2006 because the rights of the tribals have been impacted. The rights of tribals have been impacted, and this FRA andre enu sir anta kelidre, it is Forest Rights Act of 2006, and is also called as no. It is the Scheduled Tribes and Other Forest Dwelling Rights Act of 2006. Example, they asked a direct question with respect to it is FRA Act of 2006. It is also called as Scheduled Tribes and Other Forest Dwelling Rights Act. In the context of the mega protest which has been taken up by the it is Adi tribe against the one of the largest project in India, and that we call it as Upper Siang project. Upper Siang project. Idon news adre sir nam Karnataka specific yador news idea sir anta kelidre, which one? It is we call it as Mahadayi project. It is Mahadayi. It is also called as it is also called as Madhe, or it is also called as Mandovi anta. It is also called as Madhe. It is also called as Mandovi. It is the conflict. Now why NX sir news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, why this is news? Because recently central government has visited this conflicted region and they have investigated this project. They have actually investigated a project which is present in where? Which is present in Mahadayi, or which is present between the Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra. Karnataka, Goa matra alla, it also includes Maharashtra also. It also includes Maharashtra also. These are the second news. But third news ಏನು ಸರ್ geography ಇಂದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ third news? First, the third news we call it as the inner core. We call it as inner core. Inner core. Why was the news? Because recently scientists have provided evidence saying that sir ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರ sir ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ obviously no, it's only an indirect evidences, only indirect evidences. Based on the indirect evidence which has been submitted by the scientists to the Geographical Institute, they have said that what? They have said that helappa, it is rotating in a reverse manner, and the fastness has also decreased in them. The movement has also slowed down. This is first evidence. And what is the second, I can say, the evidence which has been provided by, I can say, geologists? It is the first evidence. See, ivaga artha nodadadre, it has been divided into the three layers. Yav layers appa? It is we call it as the first one we call it as the crust, and the second one we call it as mantle anta, and the third one we call it as what? Third one we call it as the core. Core. Now this core has been again divided into, it is the two things. One we call it as IC. We call it as what? Inner core, and the second one we call it as outer core anta. Inner core and outer core. Now we are purely or majorly talking about this inner core. Now what is the evidence sir anta kelidre, and what is the new evidence which has been given by the scientist anta kelidre? First and foremost news we call it as it is not moving in a river, or I can say normal manner, rather it is moving in a reverse manner. Now sir, normally ಹೆಂಗ್ sir move ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? Normally ಹೆಂಗ್ move ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? Second thing here is, I'm talking about reverse manner, we'll see this. And the second one we call it as, this inner crust was moving in a fast manner. But now second evidence talks about what? Second evidence talks about this movement as slowed. But now sir, idella ಹೆಂಗ್ sir ಸಿಕ್ತು? Do we have any direct evidences ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ? Obviously we don't have any direct evidences, rather it is only and only what? Only and only indirect evidences which has been given by the scientists. Now what do you mean by indirect evidences? It is evidences from the magnetic field, evidences from the pressure, evidences from the temperature, evidences from the gravitational force, etc. comes under indirect one. Direct antandre we can test that. Examples at the volcanoes, examples include the rocks, examples include the mining activity. All this comes under the direct one. Yes, don't idra ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. It is just a glance. We'll solve those things with respect to ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, with respect to geography section. With respect to geography section. Now with respect to the next one, next section nodadadre, it is fifth one. It is fifth one. Fifth one, no. It is from IR section. It is from IR section. Which all topics when used? Exactly, it can be earthquake, volcanoes, exactly, yes. Okay, alva. Yella sakkat news alide. Yes, exactly, perfect. Now with respect to IR section, which all topics when used? Ee varsha, NATO was in use. Why NATO was in use? It is 75th anniversary. Now what is NATO? Sir, NATO ಬಗ್ಗೆ questions ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. Because Jamanat question alva ivella. It has been established in 1949 ಅಲ್ಲಿ under Washington Treaty. Now recent concept here is, what do you mean by NATO plus 5? It is, what do you mean by NATO plus 5? Kelidre at least hogli. Begne. It is NATO. Why is in use anta kelidre? It is because we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of the establishment of NATO anta. Establishment of NATO. We'll see this. Idra jotege we should also look after ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is NATO plus 5. We call it as expansion of what? Expansion of NATO to the other regions also. Expansion of NATO to the other regions also. Okay alva? We'll see this. Sir, ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರ್ ಇದು 5 ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ 5? It is allied countries ಇರಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲಿ. Closest countries of USA. Is India part of this? Obviously no. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? Because we are a part of SEO alva. In the last class I discussed about SEO. It is, this NATO has been established, or I can say it has been established for what purpose? It is for collective defense alva. It has been established for collective defense to counter initially ಯಾವ countryಗೆ? It is to counter Russia, but now it is to counter China. Nothing but as simple as that. It is to counter SCO. It is, this organization is a counter organization to SO. SCO, nothing but Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization last class we discuss madidvi. Which is that session? Nangottu. Which is that session? It is 24th session, which is ongoing at where? Which is ongoing at Kazakhstan, and this has been attended by yaru? PM. It is, obviously no, it has not been attended by PM. Rather, it has been attended by the Ministry of, I can say, External Affairs on behalf of yaru? On behalf of the Prime Minister of India. On behalf of the Prime Minister of India. Exactly, we'll see this. Now, yavdu sir 5 countries anta kelidre? It is allied countries, expansion of allied countries to the eastern, I can say, Asian region. Eastern Asian nalli yavdu sir anta kelidre? It includes, the first one we call it as Japan. The first one we call it as ಏನಪ್ಪ? The first one we call it as Japan and South Korea. Japan ಮತ್ತೆ South Korea. And the second one, because ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದಾವೆ, Japan as well as the South Korea. North Korea ಅಲ್ಲ. North Korea is not an allied country of USA. Rather, they are a conflicting countries. It is declared as enemy country also by USA also under CATSA. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. It is countering American advisory through sanctions anta under CATSA. Yes. Second closest country ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is Australia plus New Zealand ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Australia plus New Zealand. And the third allied country, it is what? It is India. It is Iran. It is Israel. It is Israel. Okay, it is Israel. India is not a part of this. India is not a part of this. So, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, because we have under counter ಅಲ್ವಾ, under SEO. Can I play ಈ ಕಡೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ? ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಜುನ್ ಅಂತಾರ. Yes sir, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. Obviously no, you can't. It is the first one we got as NATO. You must see this in news. Second one recent ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, recently it is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has visited to which countries? It is Russia and Austria. At the first one we call it as visited Russia. Russia ಹೋದಾಗ they also provided the highest civilian award also. Now ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Now the most important one here is the highest civilian award of Russia has been given to the first personality ಯಾರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತದು it is ಯಾರು first person to get this highest award of Russia. Which is the highest award? It is exactly it is order of what? It is order of the Saint Andrew Apostope anta. It is Saint Andrew Apostope. Now who is the first person to receive this? It is the first person yaru antandre it is RPM. It is the first person to receive, we call it as the Prime Minister of India is the first person to receive. Nothing but India dalli. First person from India, it is our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has received this. And now sir, it is important sir andre. It is important, but idikinta most important one here is we have a long tie relationship or long friendly relationship between India and Russia. Now we have collaborated with n number of projects with respect to India and Russia. Now idar jotege ಇನ್ನೇನು ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ now we have also a fixed target or Russia has given a target between India and Russia to increase our what? To increase our trade relations between India and Russia to $100 billion. Example kele keltare. It is by which year? By 2030. By 2030 astrally, our trade relationship between India and Russia should increase it to $100 billion. Whereas FDI between two countries should enhance it to how much? $50 billion. Highly important one. It is trade ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we need to enhance our trade between India and Russia to $100 billion by 2030. By 2030, it is the first one. And the second one here is our FDI contribution. What is FDI? It is the foreign direct investment. The foreign direct investment need to enhance it to $50 billion between India and Russia by which year anta kelidre? By 2030. By 2030. This is the first one with respect to Russia's and India relations. It is considered to be the one of the longest relationship we have with respect to India and I can say the Russia. The longest one since 1971 since 1971 with respect to sir order of Saint Andrew Apostope award ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ this is considered to be the oldest award. ನೋಡಿ at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮೋದಿ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ status. Yes or no? See, how will that be useful for your examination? ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. It is, will they ask a direct question UPSC or any other examination? Obviously no. Nothing but they'll ask a question saying that this one it is considered to be the oldest one. Jamandal established ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Nothing but this has been established long back in the year 1619 or I can say 1699. Nothing but in and around 1700 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. By ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ by the Russian king called as Peter. And this has been given to the first Indian or the first personality from India. We call it as Narendra Modi. Don't you think it is most important one? Ivaga, obviously important. The oldest award, that is the highest civilian award of Russia, has been given to the first personality called as Modi. Done. These are the first or the second news. And the third news, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು sir from IR ಇಂದ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it was Austria was also news. Austria was also is a news. But ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ because we don't have much relationship with Vienna or Austria. But the third news here is from IR ಇಂದ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we have FCRA. FCRA ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least only FCRA. What do you mean by FCRA? FCRA ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಬೇಗನೆ it is foreign contribution, the contribution, the regulation act. Now the basic question here is this FCRA is regulated by which ministry? Basic question. Yeah, exactly, we'll see all those things. It is the between the India, USA as well as okay, Russia also, which ministry under baratili? It is FCRA. This FCRA comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. Now recently this Ministry of Home Affairs, Amit Shah, has cancelled the license of the, I can say, NGOs. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ NGOs ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because they have not maintained adequate, I can say, the calculation or adequate data with respect to receiving of foreign currency. Nothing but foreign currency receive ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ they have received it in a illegal manner rather than following or abiding to the law, rather than abiding to the FCRA Act of 2010 abide ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. We have rejected various NGOs. Various NGOs has been, I can see, the license has been cancelled. License has been cancelled. This is from IR. This is from IR in the. And the last one we call it as, it is art and culture or miscellaneous, I can say. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಒಂದಾಗಿ. The last one we call it as the miscellaneous one. Art and culture miscellaneous ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪ? ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್, ಆರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, the first important news here is, it is Marathi language is demanding what? A classical language status. Now because this Maharashtra is going for I can say, the new elections. Now new elections ali, what is the demand which is coming from the people? Give us the classical language status. Now as of now, classical language status ಯಾವ languages ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ. It is classical language status has been given to, it is only 6 languages. Now BJP might compromise the criteria and they may give the criteria of classical language status to Marathi anta. Nothing but they are intensively demanding a status to be included in the classical language status. But no sir, criteria ಏನಿದೆ, what are the criteria they are, I can say, they are rejecting it, and will they give it or not ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. But first one we call it as classical language status ಬಗ್ಗೆ, and the second one we call it as, with respect to it is Ahom Moedam. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, it is, what do you mean by Ahom? It is Ahom dynasty. Now Ahom dynasty, it is present in where? In which state? It is Assam. Okay alva, ಇಲ್ಲಿ major important one personality ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, a military commander from Ahom dynasty we call it as ಯಾರು? It is Lachitan Borphukan. Yes or no? He is the most important personality. Recent agi we have inaugurated the statue also where? In Assam. And he rebelled, or I can say he controlled the extension of the Mughal army to the northeastern region. Now ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸರ್, this Moedam ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the burial sites. Ahom is nothing but, it is the dynasty, it is the Moedam is nothing but the ruler's burial site. Recently our government has also recommended, to include this site under ಎಲ್ಲಿ? It is UNESCO's World Heritage Site ಅಲ್ಲಿ include ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. But now this statement of India has also been supported by, it is ICOMS also. ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this has been supported by an NGO of UNESCO. Our statement has been supported by ICOMS. What is ICOMS? It is International Council on Monuments and Sites anta. It is international, the Council on Monuments and Sites. They have supported the statement which has been given by the India to include it under the 43rd UNESCO's World Heritage Site. 43rd UNESCO's World Heritage Site include ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. Yes, this is a good, I can say good recommendation or the advice which has been given by ICOMS with respect to conservation as well as protection of the rich heritage of our country. Second news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. And the third news ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, recently the President of India has visited. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ? It is the Orissa region. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? It is recently the President of India has been invited for it is a Puri Jagannath Yatra. Now Puri Jagannath Yatra hog barbekadre, the President of India has visited the major and oldest, I can say, the Jain caves. The Jain caves which is present in Orissa yaudu? It is Udayagiri caves as well as yado begne. It is the Udayagiri. All these are the Jain temple, or I can say the Jain caves. We call it as the twin, I can say twin caves, that is Udayagiri, and the second one we call it as the Kandagiri caves anta. Kelidroglu at least. This has been constructed by yaru sir anta kelidre? It is by Karavela. Now Karavela is famous for enike? Fast. It is Karavela is famous for, I can say, inscription called as Hatti Gumpa inscription. Kelidre at least ogli? Yes, highly and highly important one, this Udayagiri as well as Kandagiri. We call it as the oldest Jain caves in our eastern India. Now this Jain caves, this has been visited by our President of India, that is yaru? It is Draupadi Murmu. Draupadi Murmu. Yes, this is with respect to second one. And the last one, last one we call it as the awards from this week's. ಎರಡು award news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. It is one we call it as the highest civilian award of Russia. Highest civilian award of Russia ಯಾವುದು? It is we call it as the order of the Saint. It is Andrew. It is order of Saint Andrew Apostop anta. Okay, this is the highest civilian award. And second one, sir, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is gallantry award was in news. Yes or no? It is gallantry award was in news. Now what do you mean gallantry award? ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? It is ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? It is gallantry award has been given by the President of India to how many personalities sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is 36 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Nothing but 36 personalities has been given though. Has been given what? Has been given though, I can say what? It is the exceptional bravery game. Exceptional bravery game we have provided the gallantry award. Now can this gallantry award be provided posthumously after the death? Pakkana? Yes, obviously yes. Okay alva? See, majority tirkondu mele kododu. Yes or no? Nothing but it is majority it has been provided posthumously. Nothing but for their exceptional bravery in the, I can say, in the times of peace ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, in the times of war also. Yes, if there are a number of gallantry awards during war ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, during war time we have Paramveer Chakra, we have, I can say, Veer Chakra, we have Mahavir Chakra ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, we'll see all those things. With respect to peace time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, we have Ashoka Chakra, we have Kirti Chakra, we have Shaurya Chakra. Yes, ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ okay, ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ I'll discuss. Done. We'll see all those things. With respect to all this are the 20 to 25 topics from different sections which were in news at least in this week. In this week, at least every week at least you must get at least 1 or 2 questions from current affairs. That is for sure. Okay, Alva, we'll discuss one by one now. Now, first one give heading called as from polity section. From a polity section, yado first one no. We call it as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Okay, alva. Now coming to our first one. Yes, it is the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Now coming to our first one, why was in news? Why was in news? Enikappa news ಅಲ್ಲಿ? It is recently ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, recently government of India ಯಾವಾಗ? That is the July 12th, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ July 12th they have declared as what? They have declared the June 25th as They have declared the June 25th as what? It is Samvidhan Hatya Divas. First one, first news. And second news, while discussing about second section of my current affairs, I have discussed about our emergency has completed how many years? It is 50 years. Second one here is during joint session of President of India, joint sitting of the President of India, that is we have declared, or I can say we have announced that it is the grave situation or the black day for the democracy. It has completed what? The 50 years. We have discussed this. Now sir, now coming to this day or June 25th, why have they declared it as Samvidhan, I can say Hatya Divas? Hang madboda avaru. Can they declare any date as, I can say, it is Samvidhan Hatya Divas anta? Is it valid? Baby nange. Can they declare antandre? Obviously they can declare. Already they have declared also. Yenike sir anta kela, because it is an executive resolution aste. Nothing but celebrating any day as. Take an example of recently, the Modi government has also celebrated or announced that November 26th will be celebrated as what? Will be celebrated as, I can say, Samvidhan Divas. Already UPSC question kelbitru. Same year. Now the second question will be on this. Nothing but June 25th is celebrated as what? It is the Samvidhan Hatya Divas, because of the grave situation which we have faced during the 75 to 76 time. Nothing but because the Samvidhan or the democracy or the rights of the people has been curbed, and majority of the politicians or the majority opposition party has been put under the bars. Put under bars to celebrate this, or to, I can say, to recognize this date, we have declared it as what? We have declared it as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Pro and negative namak ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, but we'll discuss why this has been declared as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Okay alva? Now why have we celebrating this ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because of majorly what? The misuse of emergency by yaru? It is the Indira Gandhi government. Misuse of the democracy by Indira Gandhi government. Adukoskara we have celebrated, or I can say we have declared this date as what? It is Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Now emergency ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ sir, the first and foremost one, this emergency, is it a part under Indian Constitution? If it is yes, under which part our emergency talks about us? It is ಯಾವ part appa? It is first one under emergency. Which part of our Indian Constitution talks about emergency? Second one, which articles talks about this? And the third one, what is the origin of emergency? What is the origin of emergency? At least 3 points na fill ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. It is under which part? Under which part? It is the first one, we call it as the part 18. The part 18th, it talks about what? The part 18th talks about the emergency. It is considered a black date. It is article ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ article 352. ಯಾದಪ್ಪ? It is article 360 talks about our different types of emergencies. Now sir, if it is different types of emergencies, what are the different types of emergencies we have? We have 3 types of emergencies. One we call it as One we call it as national emergency. These are major point of discussion here. This we call it as the major point of discussion. It is our national emergency. We'll see this. Adadmele, it is the second one It is the presidential emergency, and the third one we call it as the financial emergency. This national emergency talks about under which article? It is 352 or 352, and the second one it is, that is the presidential emergency. It is article 356 and 365 for the breakdown of constitutional machinery, and the third one we call it as when the financial or the finances is in crisis. We need to go for financial emergency under article 360 and Article 360, but most important one here is we'll discuss about this national emergency. Yes, just wait for 2 minutes, we'll discuss this. Now coming to our origin of, I can say, emergency has been taken up from which constitution or Elinda? It is Germany, wrong. It is GOI Act of 1935. Sir, Germany andre eno sir anta kelidre, that is curbing of fundamental rights during emergency. Nothing but the first one, it is origin nodadadre, it has been taken up from GOI Act of 1935. Nothing but our 80% of our constitution has been taken up from the GOI Act of 1935. That is Government of India Act of 1935. Whereas with respect to Germany ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is also called as what? The Weimar Constitution of Germany anta. Weimar Constitution of Germany. They already asked a constitution. They already asked a question with respect to Weimar yav country anta. Weimar Constitution of the Germany. We have taken up what? We have taken up, that is the curbing of fundamental rights during emergency. We can curb all the different rights excluding yadu. Excluding two rights, we call it as 20 and 21. That is right to conviction and right to life and liberty. Adan bittu, we can curb all the fundamental rights starting from 12 to, it is 35. 12 to 35. 12 to 35 excluding, it is right to conviction madangilla. It is called as 21. It is permanent articles. Permanent articles. This cannot be even, I can say, removed even during emergency also. This cannot be removed even during emergency also. Okay now, this is with respect to our, I can say, origin. Now with respect to idella, okay sir, after this, now what do you mean by emergency? Emergency andre enu? It is nothing but emergency, as simple as that. It is the central government will become more powerful. Nothing but all the authorities which has been given to the states, that has been captured by yaru? That has been captured or controlled by the central government. Controlled by the central government. Yes, nothing but the federalism will automatically get converted into the unitary form of government without any formal amendment. Without any formal amendment. Yes, this is about our introduction about the emergencies. Now sir, now major emergency yav beku anta kelidre, which emergency? It is our national emergency. National emergency. See, we have discussed about yav article appa? Article is 352 anta article. 352 talks about emergency. Article 352 on what conditions? The second one we call it as yav on the condition melige we can add or we can announce the national emergency. Yav on condition melige? It is the three conditions or nothing but on three grounds our national emergency can be announced. Yave grounds appa? It is the three grounds. Adre three grounds antandre, two comes under external grounds, three comes under external grounds, and one comes under internal, I can say, internal the conditions. Now with respect to external, yavak sir national emergency announce ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is in the two conditions. One we call it as on the basis of war. On the basis of war, we can announce our emergency. Basis of war. Second one, based on external aggression ಮೇಲೆಗೆ. Based on external aggression, based on war, and this comes under external emergency. This comes under external emergency. See, external ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ Indira Gandhi, it was fine. But to save the government, she imposed internal emergency on the condition called as ಏನು? On the condition called as internal disturbance ಅಂತ. Nothing but, see, normally emergency need to be imposed only and only to save the country. But during the period of Indira Gandhi government, she used this emergency, nothing but the constitutional provisions, only and only to save his or her own government. Don't you think that is wrong? Adukoskara, it is also called as a black day in our constitution, or it is also called as black day in our democracy also. Black day in our democracy. Nothing but idina celebrate or to make it more consciousness with respect to the people of India. The government of India has declared it as what? Declared it as what? It is our Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Nothing but during that period our Samvidhan was not functional. Nothing but our democracy has lost completely. Nothing but press rights has been curbed. Nothing but the democracy opposition party has been jailed. Followed by it is a completely into our crisis. Yes, done. See, sarina tappa anta illi discuss madadikkinta based on this only we have accepted this also. Nothing but even committee establish ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. It is called as SHA committee. ಕೇಳಿರೋ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ at least. After this to look after all the mistakes which has been done by this INC government during 1975 to 77 early, the SHA committee has also said that it is whatever the Indira Gandhi government had said did is majorly a grave situation. Now a SHA committee yaru sir anta kelidre, it is a chief justice and he has given an independent judgment also, independent the report also. Yes, we'll see all those things. It is external antandre, it can be declared based on war as well as based on external aggression. With respect to internal emergency in our original constitution we had what? Internal, I can say it is internal disturbance anta, internal that disturbance. Now this has been misused by Indira Gandhi government. This has been misused by Indira Gandhi government. Now under article, under I can say under which one? Under article, or I can say under the Constitutional Amendment Act of which Constitutional Amendment Act? It is 44th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1978. We have changed this word from internal disturbance in the, we have changed it to what? We have changed it to armed rebellion. Nothing but emergency impose ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ in ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ we can't declare based on internal disturbance, rather it should be or it must be declared on the basis of only and only what conditions? On the basis of armed rebellion. On the basis of armed rebellion mele you can't declare basis of on the basis of internal, I can say, disturbance, rather you must declare on the basis of armed rebellion. Okay, internal disturbance melege you can't declare emergency from now on. This has been added via Constitutional Amendment Act of, I can say which one? It is in the year, it is the 1978. That is 44th Constitutional Amendment Act. Yes, this is our second one, we call it as grounds. Now the third one, who has the authority to declare national emergency, and how many times this national emergency has been imposed? How many times this national emergency has been imposed? Is it 2 or 3 times, or 3 plus 1? Pakana. It is 3 times. How many times our emergency has been imposed, sir anta kelidre? It has been imposed 3 times. Yavaga. It is during Indo-China War. It is 1962 to 68. This is the first time our national emergency has been imposed to secure our country from what? Country from external aggression and from war situation. This has been imposed for the first time. Yavak sir anta kelidre, between the India-China conflict as well as India-Pakistan conflict. India-China as well as India-Pakistan. 1962 nalli it is Indo-China War, and in the year 1965 it is Indo-Pakistan War. This one we call it as the continuous war was going on. First one. Second one we call it as Yavaga. It is again India-Pakistan war. It is also called as what? It is also called as exactly, it is a Bangladesh Liberation War. During this time we have imposed our second emergency. Now the third one we call it as, now iveredu valid alva, because our country was in crisis. But what about the third one? It is during I can say 1975 time ali. Now was our country was in crisis? Mat yake namge emergency ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು? Yes or no? It is not actually to save the country from crisis, rather it is to save their own government. Now Indira Gandhi government, she declared an emergency on the basis of what? On the basis of internal disturbance. On the basis of internal national emergency, we call it as internal disturbance. Now this is being declared as what? this is being declared as, I can say, a black day in our, I can say, democracy, because all the rights of the people, all the rights of the government are being curbed in the name of safening and securing the government, government. Okay, now yes, this is with respect to 3 times we have imposed. Now sir, ivella okay sir. Now who has the authority to impose emergency? Who has the authority? Is it President or Prime Minister? It is always and always the President of India as the authority. On the basis of what? On the basis of what? It is always and always, always and always, it is Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. Nothing but during that time, the Prime Minister was Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi has recommended to the President of India to declare an emergency. Now, emergency has been declared by yarappa anta kelidre, it is by President of India. Now, after declaring an emergency, for how many years this emergency will be active? How many months it will be active? Now, within how many months our Parliament need to pass this bill? It is within 6 months. Howda? It is after declaring. What is the role of Parliament antandre? What's the role of Parliament? It is Parliament has the major important role here is within 1 month. Within 1 month ashtorali, after declaring of the national emergency, within 1 month our Parliament need to pass the bill within 1 month ali. With what majority? Is it simple or special? It is special majority. Now, sir, special majority andre sir anta kelidre, it is nothing but what? The 2/3 majority of the House. If it is Lok Sabha, we have 550. With respect to Rajya Sabha antandre, it is Rajya Sabha 250, Lok Sabha it is 550 members. Out of this 250 and 550, we need to get a 2/3 majority. Then only this emergency will be in force, or else this will collapse. This will come down. Nothing but this emergency will automatically get dissolved. Nothing but they need to pass it with, I can see, it is within 1 month with special majority. Sir, pass madidre, how many months will it be active? It is, if it is active or if it has been passed, obviously this will be active for how many months? It is 6 months. Once every 6 months, we need to give an approval to these bills. Every 6 months, we need to give an approval to these bills. But ಎಷ್ಟು year consider ಮಾಡಬಹುದು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is for how many years national emergency can continue? It is ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ? It is for unlimited period of time. Yes or no? It is unlimited period of time. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ condition ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, with every 6 months we need to get the permission of Parliament with what majority? It is with, I can say, special majority, nothing but 2/3 majority, because we don't know yavaga yuddha end agate or when will the war end. Nothing but we can extend this, I can say, national emergency for unlimited period of time, but mandatory again appa antandre, but mandatory is within every month we need, or with respect to, I can say, 6 months, we need to get the bill passed by special majority. Yes, this is about the Parliament role. Now, who has the authority to revocate this national emergency? What is introduced madadvi? Obviously this is continuing. Now yuddha mugdoitu. Now war has ended. Now who has the authority to revocate or revoke this emergency? It is revoke emergency na revoke madadake we have 2 important personalities. Not only President of India, even Parliament has the authority. Specifically, Lok Sabha has the authority. One we call it as President of India. Just by a resolution, ನಾನು remove ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ remove ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. That's what President can remove this emergency, or even the Parliament in general, Lok Sabha in specific, they can pass the bill with what majority? The bill with simple majority. They can pass the bill with simple majority. That is to revoke. Nodi revoke ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ we want what majority? It is simple majority. For I can say announcement or for imposition, we want a special majority. We want a special majority. Okay alva? Yes sir. What is the impact sir? Emergency impose ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is all the rights of the states will be controlled by yaru? Will be controlled by state government, or I can say central government. Nothing but the federal structure will automatically become what? Unitary. Nothing but all the rights which has been given to the states will be now controlled by the central government. First impact. Second impact ಏನು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, our fundamental rights will get threatened, excluding 20 and 21 ಬಿಟ್ಟು. Excluding 20 and 21 ಬಿಟ್ಟು, it is all the rights will be under the central government authority. Under the central government authority. Now don't you think it is a grave situation? See, okay, it is, if it is for saving the country from external aggression or with respect to war, it is completely fine. But if you are using it to save your own government, don't you think it is bad? How do you know? Obviously yes. Done. It is obviously, it is, sir, you are ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಸರಿನಾ government of India ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, obviously it is completely fine. Because why sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, after an emergency we have established the committee. We have established the committee, and this committee was headed by the Supreme Court, I can say a judge, that is called as the Shah. Now this Shah committee has recommended. Now this Shah committee has been established. Now this Shah committee has said that it is one of the gravest situation, one of the gravest situation in our country, that is by misusing of our constitutional powers to save only and only our government, not to save the country from crisis. Not to save the country from crisis. Now on this basis only we have brought in ಯಾವ amendment? We have brought in 44th Constitutional Amendment Act by ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is by Janata Party or by Janata government. It is by Janata Party or by Janata government ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. It is by Janata a government or by Janata a party. Okay alva? Yes, this is all about the overall analysis about the GOI Act of 1935. We have taken this emergency completely about our Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Okay alva? Tips ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋದು ಈಗ. We'll summarize this within some 10 seconds. First one, we have discussed about why is in news. Okay alva? Recently government of India has declared as what? Declared it as the June 25th as what? June 25th as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas, followed by 50 years of the emergency. Followed by, with respect to emergency ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, what is emergency ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is nothing but the complete control will be controlled by the central government. Nothing but the complete power of the state government will be under the center. Nothing but federalism is being converted into unitary. First thing. Second thing here is, it has been mentioned which part? It is part 18. Articles ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is 352 to it is 360. For what is the origin of this? We have major important origin. We call it as Government of India Act of 1935, as well as the curbing of fundamental rights during emergency has been taken up from it is the Weimar Constitution of Germany. Yes. Followed by major one here is that there are three types of emergencies. One we call as national emergency. It is the presidential or the constitutional emergency, followed by the financial emergency. National emergency ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, about what is national emergency? It is when a country, or I can say the national security is in crisis. National security in crisis, we can impose national emergency based on what conditions? It is based on 3 grounds. We call it as based on war, based on it is external aggression, based on now it is armed rebellion. But original ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we had a criteria called as internal disturbance. Second item. Now third one, how many times it has been imposed? It is 3 times. 2, it is external. 1 is the misusing of powers. Followed by it is who can impose? It is the President of India has authority, but we need to get the parliamentary approval within a dedicated time period. So dedicated time period is ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is nothing but what? Within 1 month. With respect to what majority? It is special majority. Followed by it is this will be active for 6 months, and this can be extended for unlimited period of time. The period of time. But revocation ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, who can revoke this? It is both the Lok Sabha as well as the President of India has authority, and this need to be passed with simple majority. Yes. Okay alva? And we have also discussed about ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ SHA committee recommendation also. SHA committee recommendations also. Done. This is our first topic. And the second topic ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is NSC. It is NSC. What is NSC? It is National Security Council. Highly and highly important one. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. Now the basic question here is this National Security Council is what type of body? Is it a constitutional body, statutory body, or executive body? ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ? ಬೇಗನೆ. It is constitutional body. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now why was in use? ನೋಡೋಣ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Why was in use? Think ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. It is why was in use. For the first time in the history, we have appointed ಯಾರನ್ನ? We have appointed the deputy NSA. It is deputy NSA. ಏನಪ್ಪ deputy NSA ಅಂದ್ರೆ? It is deputy national security advisor. Deputy national security advisor. We call it as ಏನು? We call it as Rajendra Khanna. We call it as Rajendra Khanna has been appointed as ಏನು? Has been appointed as the first deputy national security advisor. Now who is the national security advisor? It is national security advisor ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is Ajit Doval. exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು recent appointments ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It is Rajendra Khanna has been appointed as the first and only as of now. First and only, it is the deputy national security advisor in the country. National security advisor in the country. Yes, this is with respect to our news. Now coming to our national, I can say security council, national security council. Coming to our national security council, it is, see, whenever we are discussing about any topic, it is mandatory that we need to know about anta. Now what do you mean by National Security Council? It is first one we call it as about. First one we call it as about anta. Now while discussing about ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, now what type of body is this, sir? It is a executive body. It is a executive body. Now what do you mean executive body? This has been established by, exactly alva, this has been established by executive resolution without any act, nothing but it is a executive body. It is a executive body to look after what related matters? Obviously, yes or no? To look after the comprehensive national security matters or security affairs anta. To look after what? To look after national security affairs or comprehensive matters are related to our country. Comprehensive security matters are related to our country. We'll see all those things. Yaru head ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, members ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, we'll see all those things. Now first one idu. Second one we call it as what is the origin? What is the origin? Was it present since independence? Was it present since independence anta ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, now origin ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, this has been established ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this has been established in the year 1998 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. This has been established in the year 1998 on November 19th. Highly and highly important one. 1998 ಅಲ್ಲಿ who was the Prime Minister of India? It is ದೇವೇಗೌಡ ಪಕ್ಕ. It is Prime Minister ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister then. It is during 1998. During 1998, that is highly important one. November 19th, that is the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government established this NSC, nothing but National Security Council. National Security Council. Now who is the chairman of this National Security Council? Be cautious here. It is Prime Minister. It is not National Security Advisor. National Security Advisor is just a member ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Now sir, okay sir, ಇವಾಗ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 1992 ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ 1947 to it is completely for 50 years, who used to control the security related affairs, security or related aspects of the country? ಯಾರು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಿದ್ರು, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ? as a defense minister ಪಕ್ಕ? it is or it was handled by ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is principal secretary to whom? Principal secretary to a prime minister's office. Nothing but before to 1998 the security related affairs were handled or was handled by the yarappa anta kelidre principal secretary to, it is the PMO. It is not defense minister, be cautious here. It is not defense minister, rather this used to be handled by the principal secretary to PM. But after establishment of dedicated council on November 19, 1998 by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, we also appointed for the first time we have appointed yarappa antandre, it is the National Security Advisor has also been appointed here. For the first time in the history, we have appointed the first National Security Advisor. yarappa first NSA? Okay, nan gotta Ajit Doval anta. Ivaga at least first, who is the first NSA? First it is Brijesh Mishra. Brijesh Mishra has been appointed as what? Has been appointed as that is Brijesh Mishra has been appointed as the National Security Advisor and also member of National Security Council Council ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಈ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we should also discuss about composition. ಹೌದು ಇಲ್ವೋ? We should discuss about composition ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now what is the composition of this National Security Council? See, as soon as I write composition, it must be two things here. ಏನಪ್ಪ two things ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is the chairman, and the second one we call it as the members. ಹೌದು ಇಲ್ವೋ? Now who is the chairman of this NSC? I have already discussed. It is not National Security Advisor. It is our Prime Minister of India is the chairman of this National Security Council. Now sir, ಈ members ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we'll be having two types of members. One we call it as executive members. They are just involved in planning anta. And the second one we call it as implementing members. Nothing but yaru sir anta kelidre, it is NSA and deputy NSA now. Yes or no? We have two types of members, and that two types of members we call it as executive members. Nothing but they'll be involved only and only with respect to what? Only and only with respect to planning ashta. They'll decide. But complete implementation has been done by yaru? Implementation has been done by implementation executives. Implementation members or implementation executives. Sir, yaru sir implementation members andre? At least we know this. Yarappa iವರು? It is, we call it as NSA. Now is NSA a statutory body? Is it a constitutional body? No. But this National Security Advisor holds the similar or the equal powers as like the cabinet minister. Highly important one. He is being given the Z plus security. He is almost equal to cabinet minister. But he does not have any constitutional authority. To hold the post. A post, nothing but executively. It is NSA, it is Ajit Doval now. First is Brijesh Mishra, and ivan nodadadre it is deputy NSA. Deputy NSA yarappa ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is Harendra has been appointed as what? Has been appointed as the ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is has been appointed as the deputy. Yes, online I hope you guys are enjoying. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Don't worry. It is ಎಲ್ಲ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೇ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಆದರೂ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಯಾರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ ಅನ್ನ? ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಎಸ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಕೂರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಕೂರ್ತೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಡನ್ ಡನ್. ಎಸ್ 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 ಡನ್. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ okay it is Kanha has been appointed as the deputy, the first one we called as Rajendra Khanna. Now executive members ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಯಾರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ PM ಜೊತೆಗೆ? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ರೈಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್. yes or no? It is one we call it as the defense minister Rajnath Singh, and the second one we call it as it is the home minister Argundu boss. okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? it is ಅಮಿತ್ ಶಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಪಕ್ಕ. ಆಮೇಲೆ it is ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. it is our finance minister ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ ಸೀತಾರಾಮನ್, and the last one we call it as ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು? it is our external affairs minister. we call it as external affairs minister. we call it as what? it is S Jaishankar. all these personalities are being involved in enhancing the defense of both internal as well as external. internal nodadre home ministry as well as defense ministry at borders, whereas external nodadre external affairs idikala ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? finance ministry. yes, all these members are a part of what? are a part of this National Security Council. yes, done. This is with respect to the major important one. We call it as the National Security Council. Now sir, idella okay sir. Now on ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ this National Security Advisor na ಯಾರು sir appoint ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is completely by Prime Minister. it is appointed by which cabinet committee? last one we call it as the uniqueness with respect to National Security Advisor. ಯಾರು appoint ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? it is Cabinet Committee on Appointments. ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. it is Cabinet Committee on Appointments. Cabinet Committee on Appointments will handle. now this Cabinet Committee on Appointments is headed by yaru? it is headed by Prime Minister. And who is the chairman of this council? the chairman of this council is also Prime Minister. the members includes the implementing arm as well as executive arm also. it is nothing but it is headed by the Prime Minister of India also. the Prime Minister of India, they will be involved in appointment of appointment of NSA as well as appointment of deputy NSA. now is it mandatory that we need to appoint NSA as well as deputy NSA? is it mandatory? obviously no. it is an executive resolution ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ? it is completely decided by the yaru. it is completely. second one, it is not mandatory. it is not mandatory to appoint what? to appoint the NSA as well as deputy NSA, but as a convention. since 1998 in the we are appointing what? yes. okay. yes ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಸರ್ ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ ಸರ್ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರೆಡಿ. yes, it is mandatory or it is the discretionary on the government of India to appoint what? to appoint n number of National Security Advisor, n number of deputy NSA. but till now this post was vacant. For the first time we have appointed what? we appointed the first person. This is the context as well as the complete news about NSC anta. NSC maximum questions idrindane barutte. Ishte kelodini, ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ maximum content. Done. Next one, coming to our third one. The third news from environment and ecology section. Now, which is the first species which is in use? it is Vacuita porpoise. it is highly important one. it is Vacuita. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. it is Vacuita. it is a porpoise. Now this vacuita porpoise is also called as ಏನು? It is also called as the panda of the seas. Panda of the seas. Now sir, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಬರೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, now as soon as I say panda, what is the geography of panda? Is it present near to, I can say near to equator, or in the temperate regions, or in the polar regions? Panda illirutte. It is normally panda, it is present in, I can say near to, I can say the polar regions alva, nothing but Arctic as well Antarctic. Idu kuda, this vacuita porpoise, it is present near to polar regions, but it is present in where? It is present in sea. It is present in sea. Most important consciousness. It's the most important one. Based on this, you can decide what's the habitat also. What is the habitat also? It is panda antandre. It is near to the polar regions, but it is present in sea. It is present in sea anta. Yes, this is our first one. Now coming to our why was in news. Enikappa news alli. It is according to IUCN. According to IUCN, the world's most endangered marine mammal. The world's most anta maatadtidivi. The world's most endangered marine mammal, it is on the edge of extinction. It is on the edge of extinction. Enikappa edge of extinction? No, because we have what? We have less than 10 population. We have less than 10 in number. Less than a 10 in number. Yes, this is about our first and foremost news. Idadmele ಏನಪ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? About vacuita porpoise. Exactly, yes. It is ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ about ಅಂತ. It is first one about. Now what do you mean by vacuita porpoise? What type of organism is this? Is it a fish? Is it a, I can say, the invertebrate or vertebrate? ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? It is I can say it is not a fish, rather it is a mammal, but it is the smallest mammal ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. It is the smallest mammal, and it is also considered to be ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the rarest mammal also. Highly important one. The first one, sir ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು, though it is present in sea, it comes under the mammalian population. Mammalian population, first thing. Sir, mammal andre enu sir? What do you mean mammal? It is first and foremost one here with respect to mammal ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is first and foremost one here, it will be having it is vertebral column. ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ vertebral column ಪಕ್ಕ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. Vertebral column is mandatory, first thing. Second thing ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is mandatory that it need to give birth to young ones, excluding few bitu. It is birth giving mammals. Third one in the feed ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ we need to have our breast alva. It is a breast feeding is also most important one. Okay alva? All these things comes under the characteristic features of mammals. Now is humans mammals? Obviously yes alva? Obviously yes. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ this, I can say, the panda of the sea, it is also considered to be one of the rarest also. At the same time, it is considered to be the world's smallest mammal anta declare ಮಾಡಿದೆ. It is the world's smallest mammal. This is on the verge of extinction. Now, don't you think there need to be a question on this? ಇರಬೇಕು ಬೇಡ? Obviously yes. Done? ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ example. It is the first one, we call it as about ಅಂತ. Now coming to a second one, what is the habitat, sir? Habitat ಏನು sir? What's the habitat? Big name? Habitat ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ? Is it present in seas, oceans, or is it present in lakes ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ? Is it present in oceans sir ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ obviously no. ಹಂಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪಾಂಡ ಆಫ್ ಓಷನ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ. Yes or no? It is present in sea. Sea ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Near to coast. Near to coast, it does not dwell in deep waters. Rather, it is present in where? Rather, it is present near to the coast. We call it as what? We call it as seas. We call it as a seas. Otherwise, it should be more smarter. Each and every keyword is important here. Seas and Takshana, it is near to coast. Take an example of, for example, India, Now near to the coast we call it as Arabian Sea. If the depth is lesser we call it as sea anta. Other depth increase ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ we call it as Indian Ocean. Yes or no? Yes, in the same manner it is present in where? It is present in seas. It is present in seas. ಯಾವ sea ನಲ್ಲಿ? Where? What's the distribution? I completely agree. Habitat is, I completely agree. Seas. Now what is the distribution, or where can we see this? Where can we see this? I can say the vacuita porpoise ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Gulf of California. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. Gulf of California. Now this is with respect to what? I can say America. ಈ ಅಮೆರಿಕದಲ್ಲಿ we have Gulf of what? Gulf of California. Now in this region we can see what? We can see vacuita of porpoise. Vacuita of porpoise. It is also called as it is also called as ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ. Now can I say it is eastern part of Pacific Ocean? It's not complete Pacific alva. It is east in the, or I can say Asia too. It is still North America. It is we call it as the Pacific Ocean. Normally it is found in northern Pacific oceans, or I can say as simple as that, it is present near to the Gulf of California. Gulf of California in USA. ಇಲ್ಲಿ USA ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Middle one USA. ಇಲ್ಲಿ Canada. Whereas we call it as Mexico. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? We have only 3 countries in North America. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಜರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is between these two regions. Nothing but between Mexico and between USA and Mexico. Nothing but ಇಲ್ಲಿ it is distribution ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is USA and Mexico. Yes, this is the second major important one about the habitat as well as distribution. And the third one we call it as, sir, what is the salient features of this, sir? What is the salient features? ಏನಪ್ಪ salient features ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? What is the salient features of this? What is the size of this animal? Is it largest or is it the smallest one? Is it, can I say, the smallest crustacean or the smallest mammal? ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Obviously yes, it is a size ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is considered to be what? The smallest crustacean, or it is also called as the smallest mammal anta. Second, what is the number of organisms we have? ಎಷ್ಟು ನಂಬರ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ? We have discussed already. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is less than 10 in number. ನೋಡಿ, less than 10 ಅಂದ್ರೆ what is IUCN status of this? It is critically endangered. Less than 250. Less than the 250 we call it as what? Less than 250 we call it as IUCN status ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It is critically endangered. It is CR, critically endangered. Now sir, if it is less than 10 ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, don't you think they might be facing some threats? Now what is that threats? What is that? A threats which is being faced by these organisms. What are the different threats which are being faced by? What are the different threats being faced by this vacuita porpoise? ಏನಪ್ಪ threats? It is a major threats ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, see how to remember the different threats ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is hippo ಅಂತ. What is this hippo? It is habitat is being destructed here. Now ಇದಕ್ಕೆ habitat ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the seas. Now the seas are being destructed. How is being destructed? Because majorly of fishing activity, majorly because of transportation of different goods, pollution, oil spills, followed by the fishing nets sikkakondu. Yes or no? All these things comes under habitat destruction. First one. Second one ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, second one we call it as invasive alien species. Nothing but IAS. Invasive alien species is also one of the major reason for the major reason for the number of size reduction of vacuita porpoise. The third one here is again population ಒಂದು. And the second one we call as population explosion. More population explosion leading to what? It is fishing activity. More fishing activity, the more the death of vacuita porpoise. Vacuita porpoise. Followed by fourth one we call it as pollution anta. Pollution. O antandre. What is O? It is O, we call it as over exploitation also. Over exploitation also. Now this hippo applies to all the different species. It can be tiger, it can be leopard, it can be snow leopard, all the things. Done? Yes? Okay alva. Now sir, idella okay sir, what are the different initiatives which has been taken up by the Mexico government and USA? It is, what is the initiative? What is the initiative? Enough initiative. What is the initiative? The Mexico government has taken an initiative, we call it as, that is a CIRVA anta. What is CIRVA? That is Council of International. It is a CIRVA anta. We call it as, what is CIRVA? That is Council of International Recovery of Vacuita porpoise. It is nothing but the Council of International or International Council anta. International Council or Council of International, that is Recovery of Vacuita porpoise. Vacuita porpoise is the major important initiative which has been taken up by the, I can say, Mexico government to increase the population of vacuita in the Gulf of Californian region. In the Gulf of Californian region, and this has been declared as what? This has been declared as the critically endangered under IUCN red list also. IUCN, the red list also. Yes, okay. This is with respect to the first one from our environment, a part of you. Environment, the part. The second one we call it as, Inapa. Second one ಏನು? It is BBNJ. It is BBNJ. ಏನಪ್ಪ BBNJ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? It is biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. It is also considered to be it is IC's treaty also. Now this treaty is considered to be the first treaty, and at the world's first treaty to conserve and protect which areas? It is biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. Nothing but conservation of ICs. This is considered to be the first treaty to conserve the high seas in the world. Now sir, namge high seas andre eno sir? What do you mean by high seas? What do you mean by territorial zone? What do you mean by it is contiguous zone? Kelidira at least hogli. Now this classification yaar sir kottidare? This classification has been provided by United Nations. This classification has been provided by United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. United Nations Convention on Law of Seas has taken this initiative also. Now conserving what? Or conserving this the complete oceans as well as complete seas anta. Now in the conserve madbekandre, don't think we need to have a particular classification. Who need to control this? Who has the authority anta? On this basis, UNCLOS has been established in which year? It has been established in the year we call it as 1982 nalli. 1982, but came into effect in 1985. 1985 ಅದು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. It is 1982 nalli this convention has been adopted. Now this talks about what? Classification of what? Classification of water bodies. The classification of water bodies. Now no sir, water bodies andre enu sir anta kelidre. Now think that this is our peninsular India. Now ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅರೇಬಿಯನ್ ಸಿ ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೇ ಆಫ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್. ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ದ ಓನರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್? ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ದ ಓನರ್? ನಾವು ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋ. ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ? You can't say it as owner is India anta. Now for that classification we have brought in UNCLOS, nothing but United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. Now based on this we have brought in the classification criteria. Sir, classification enu sir anta kelidre, now from our baseline or from our borders inda till 12 nautical miles, idinda question kelale beku barle beku question. Every year there will be a question on this. Nothing but from our baseline till how many nautical miles? It is till 12 nautical miles. Nimge gottu no enu gottilla anta nimge. It is 12 nautical miles. So we call it as what? The territorial zone. Territorial zone andre enili? Nothing but this region belongs to the territory of the particular country. Nothing but if it is India, obviously this complete territorial zone, it belongs to our own territory. Nothing but take an example of Illy. It is, we have Andhra Pradesh. Now who is the controller or who is the regulating agency anta kelidre, it is the particular state, the coastal state. Now from 12 nautical miles till 24 nautical miles. From 12 nautical miles to it is 24 nautical miles varegu, we call it as what? We call it as, ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 0 to 12 to 24 I'm talking about. 12 to 24 we call it as what? We call it as contiguous zone. Now this has been regulated by yaru. I completely agree, this is territorial zone, it is regulated by the state governments, whereas contiguous zone is regulated by yaru. It is Indian Coast Guards control ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. It is controlled by yaru? Controlled by it is Indian Coast Guards. Indian Coast Guard, nothing but central government will be controlling this. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ till 200 nautical miles ವರೆಗೂ 200 nautical miles ವರೆಗೂ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ? It is the 200 nautical miles ವರೆಗೂ till 200 nautical miles vargu, it is this region does not belong to any person. That is nothing but what? India does not own this land. India owner alla idikke, but whatever the economic resources we are getting, that belongs to India. Hope you are getting what I am saying. It is nothing but territory namdalla, but adare alli ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ belongs to the nearest territory, nothing but nearest country, nothing but India. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ it is, we are not the owner, nothing but exclusive economic resources matra, nothing but only and only economic resources are being extracted by India, but we can't go for what? We can't go for, I can say, owning this territory. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ who will be controlling this complete region sir anta kelidre, it is nothing but what? Nothing but UNCLOS. Will be controlling it. Can our navy stay here? Navy stay ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, see, occasionally we can go here, occasional agi, but normally our navy will be in this zone itself. Navy will be in this region, we call it as a contiguous zone. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 200 nautical miles ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ we call it as what? Open seas. It is also called as what? It is also called as high seas or treaty. Now sir, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ, but who is the control of high seas treaty ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ no one. Now don't you think we need to conserve this sector also? Because this high seas treaty ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is more than or after 200 nautical miles. 200 nautical miles, after 200 nautical miles. And second thing ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ this complete high seas region constitutes 40% of our complete earth. 40% of our earth is made up of what? Is made up of high seas treaty, or I can say high seas. And this complete 40% ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ less than 1% is being conserved or protected. Majority are being exploited. Majority are being exploited, or I can say not conserved, I can say. Not conserved. Now, don't you think we need to conserve this region? Now, after 50 years of our UNCLOS, after 50 years of our UNCLOS, for the first time we have brought in what? We have brought in what? It is High Seas Treaty. High Seas Treaty. Sir, idondu news adre nam India inda yak sir exam questions kellebeku antandre, because after the success of Chandrayana 3 mission, our main focus is what? Main focus is exploitation of which region? It is exploitation of this complete exclusive economic zone via a mission called as Mission Samudrayan. Kelidre hogli. It is Mission Samudrayanali we are developing the highly technology called as Matsya 6000 anta. Kelidra? It is Matsya 6000 major boost to exploit the polymetallic nodules which is present on the surface of the seas as well as oceans. Present on the surface of the seas. Sir, ಈ polymetallic nodules ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it's the best and a simple example here is it can be used in electric vehicles. It can be used for making or manufacturing of batteries. It can be used for manufacturing of satellites. It can be used for manufacturing of the GPS clocks. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ. Now, sir, ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ ಸರ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, now India is the only country which has got what? Which has got the status of pioneer investor status in which region? Central Indian Ocean region. India is the only country. Nenpitkolli. India is the only and the first country to get a status of what? To get a status of pioneer investor status from UNCLOS as well as International Seabed Authority. International, the Seabed Authority. Exactly. It has n number of benefits. It has n number of the benefits anta ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay alva? This is with respect to the basic concepts. ಇವಾಗ ಓಕೆ ನಾ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಇದನ್ನ. Can I discuss this? Obviously yes. It has BBNJ. It is also called as Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction. It is also called as the first treaty with respect to conserving of the high seas. High seas. Done. News ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಬೇಕಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? Why was the news? Why was the news? Because India has shown a proactive, I can say, initiative to sign as well as ratifying. Now what do you mean by signing? What do you mean by ratifying? See, signing andre signing ashte, whereas ratifying antandre it must be, that bill must be passed in where? That is legislatures. Nothing but ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. Nothing but sir, signing ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, either the president of India or prime minister will sign the agreement, but after getting signed, think that they have signed this BBNJ. Now after getting signed, they need to get the approval of the people. Nothing but they need to get the approval of the parliament. And after getting approval of parliament, we call it as what? We call it as ratification. Which is more comprehensive. Is it signing or ratification? It is ratification. Getting ratification is not easy. Nothing but it need to be approved by the people representatives. Done? Clear? This is with respect to the signing as well as the ratification. Coming to our, it is BBNJ. BBNJ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, first one we call it as about. ಏನಪ್ಪ about ಅಲ್ಲಿ? This is the first treaty. This is the first and the only treaty also. Exam ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. It's the first also and the only treaty also. Only a treaty first to kuda. At the same time, this treaty is also called as the only treaty with respect to what? With respect to, it is the conservation, the protection as well as the sustainable use of a conservation, the protection and conservation of what? Conservation of the high seas in the world. high seas in the world ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. High seas in the world. Exactly on exactly perfect. Yes. Now this has been established ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ? This has been established last year, that is on June. That is established June 2023 ನಲ್ಲಿ. This has been established in the year June 2023 with respect to conservation, protection as well as that is a sustainable use of what? Sustainable use of the high seas. High seas established. After establishment, how many countries are a part of this? How many countries are a part of this? Nothing but how many countries has signed this a treaty? How many has ratified this? Is there a sign ಮಾಡಿದಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it has been signed by more than 70 countries, but ratified by ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಬ್ರೆ. Hope you getting? Highly important ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಈಗ. It is exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. It has been signed by more than 70 countries, but ratified by ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ratified by only and only 2 countries. ಯಾರು ಸರ್ exceptional countries ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is the Chile and Palau. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಪಲಾವ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. It is ratified by only 2 countries. One we call it as the Chile or Chile. It is present in where? It is present in South America. Whereas the next one we call it as the Pacific Island country. We call it as the Palau as ratified this convention. Now sir, when will this agreement comes into force? When will this be enforced? ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ when at least 60 countries should ratify. Take an example of Paris Climate Agreement. Now Paris Climate Agreement is same alva. Nothing but this has been signed by n number of personalities, but it has not been ratified. But ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಎನ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಲೈಮೇಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಅಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಯಾರು? After approved by at least 60 countries should ratify. Then only this country or this act will come into effect. As simple as that. To come into force or to enforce this BBNJ, at least 60 countries should ratify. 60 countries should ratify. Then only it can be enforced with respect to conservation, the protection and the sustainable use of the marine resources. ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay now. Yes, this is all about the BBNJ. It is also called as High Seas Treaty, and we also discussed about our peripheral concept called as UNCLOS Treaty. Nothing but United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. It is also called as the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction. It has been established in the year 2023, that is on June, for by conservation, protection as well as the sustainable use of the marine resources. Nothing but major agi. It is after the 200 nautical miles. Only and only 1% is being protected here. We need to conserve this. It is utmost a priority sector also. Next one yadappa. It is the next one. We call it as from tiger reserves. We call it as yadu. It is the 7th tiger reserve from Madhya Pradesh. It is also called as the 54th tiger reserve. We call it as the Durgavati. It is Veeranagana Durgavati Tiger Reserve. It is the most important one. We call it as Veeranagana. It is Veeranagana. It is Durgavati. The most important personality, we call it as Veeranagana Durgavati, a tiger reserve. Veeranagana Durgavati, a tiger reserve ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Now sir, why was the news? ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತನಾ? Because there was huge poaching activity which was taking place in this Durgavati region or Durgavati Tiger Reserve. Now the government of Madhya Pradesh has taken a proactive step. has taken a proactive step to curb or to reduce the poaching activity. Yes, news nodadadre it is government of Madhya Pradesh has taken a proactive step to crack down on poaching. Proactive step to crack down on a poaching anta maatadteve. Okay alva? Crack down on a poaching. Now this is our basic one. Idu namaga use sir andre use illa. But coming to our Veeranagana Durgavati a tiger reserve. Now this Veeranagana Durgavati tiger reserve, it is considered to be what? It is first one about ಮತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ. It is first one always is about. Now with respect to it is Veeranagana Durgavati tiger reserve ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is considered to be the 7th tiger reserve of Madhya Pradesh. With respect to state level ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ which state has the highest tiger reserves? Which one? It is Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has the highest tiger reserve. That is ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is 7 in number. Nothing but Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of tiger reserves. First one. Second one, sir, how many tiger reserves does India has? Exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Yes or no? See, ನನಗೆ exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ marks ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ not at all important. Now what is the number of tiger reserves which is present in India? It is 55 in number. 55 in number. But ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟನೇದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is 54th. It is the 54th. And which is the 55th one? It is Dolpur Karauli anta. It is the 55th one we call it as. We have 55 in number. We call it as Dolpur Karauli. And this Dolpur Karauli, it is present in which state? It is present in Rajasthan. It is present in Rajasthan bage. Yes, it is present in Rajasthan. 55 in number. And this Durgavati, it is considered to be the recent tiger reserve. Recent tiger reserve. And the government has taken a proactive step to crack down on the poaching activity within the tiger reserve also. Within the tiger reserve also. First one. Second one ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ what is the location of this Veeranagana Durgavati? What is the location? It is location ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is in a state of Madhya Pradesh. It is in a state of Madhya Pradesh, to the northern part of Madhya Pradesh. To the northern part of Madhya Pradesh. Now sir, in Madhya Pradesh, okay sir, which all river basins are present in this Veeranagana Durgavati reserve? ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ rivers pass ಆಗತ್ತಪ್ಪ? Or which all river basins are present here? First ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ rivers ಇದೆ ಮಧ್ಯ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ? It is at least Ken Betwa, Chenab, ಆಮೇಲೆ it is Chambal. Now can I say as simple as that, it is the river basins ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it the major one here is Chenab and Yamuna river basins. Chenab and Yamuna, it is the Chenab and Yamuna river basins. Nothing but, see, Chenab is a tributary of ಯಾವುದು? It is Chenab is a tributary of again the same Yamuna again. It's the right bank tributary. It is not a tributary of Indus. Indus ಗಿರೋದೆ it is hardly 5. Nothing but it is nothing but it is sorry it is ಯಾವ rivers ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Yamuna. Sorry, the Chenab does not flow via it is the Madhya Pradesh. One is Yamuna, and the second one we call it as Narmada. Sorry, just a mistake. Okay, now coming to our Indus ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ Indus has 5 tributaries. ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is CGI followed by Ravi, Beas and Satluj. It is C ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is north to south. It is organized north to south organized. One we call it as Indus alva, main river. Now main river ge tributaries includes the Jhelum which passes through Delhi. It is Srinagar, followed by Chenab, followed by Ravi, Beas and Satluj. These are the tributaries. Now this Chenab does not passes through Madhya Pradesh. But ಯಾವ ಬೇಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Yamuna basin as well as Narmada. ನಾವು ಯಮುನಾದು ಮೇಜರ್ ಟ್ರೈಬ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is, we call it as what? It is Chambal, highly important one. Chambal passes through this tiger reserve. We call it as Chambal, as well as Narmada river basin falls within the Madhya Pradesh region. Madhya Pradesh region ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? At least you must know this. ನಾವು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ now what is the uniqueness about? What is the uniqueness about Madhya Pradesh? What is the uniqueness about Madhya Pradesh? Why this is most important topic? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಓದಲೇಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಅಂತ? Because Madhya Pradesh ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಓದಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Madhya Pradesh as the 7 largest, or you can say what, 7 tiger reserves, correct ಅಲ್ವಾ? 7 tiger reserves ಇದಾವೆ. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we have, it is Panna ಇದೆ, we have Satpura, the most important one, the Satpura, followed by it is, we have Panna, we have Satpura, we have Satpura, we have ಯಾವುದು, it is Kuno ಇದೆ. Yes, but major important ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ which state is the highest number one? It is highest one, we call it as highest one, we call it as it is the Madhya Pradesh. Now the second highest or second major important one here is highest number of tigers ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? It is highest number of tigers ಕೂಡ, it is in Madhya Pradesh. Highest number of leopards, it is Madhya Pradesh. Highest number of leopards ಕೂಡ Madhya Pradesh ಅಲ್ಲೇ. Cheetahs, cheetahs again it is in Madhya Pradesh. Followed by the most important one, Madhya Pradesh ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ recent ಆಗಿ our government has declared the second home for the cheetahs also. Second home for the cheetahs, we call it as what? We call it as the Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary as the, exactly, the Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary as the second home for what? It is the cheetahs. Now the cheetahs has been brought in from Elinda. It has been brought in from I can say ಎರಡು country ಇಂದ. One we call it as Namibia and the second one we call it as South Africa. Namibia ಇಂದ 8, South Africa ಇಂದ it is 12. South Africa it is 12. We have introduced in where? We have introduced in Kuno National Park. Kuno National Park, that is present in where? That is present in Madhya Pradesh. Now in a major important one ಇದೆಲ್ಲ okay sir. Which is the state animal of Madhya Pradesh? Which is the state animal of Madhya Pradesh? Example ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. It is Barasinga. ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ? It is Barasinga. Again Barasinga it is present in, it is Bandhavgarh National Park. It is the most important one. It is, we call it as the Barasinga. It is Barasinga. Done. Highly important one. At least I have discussed about some 5 to 6 pointers. One we call it as, I have discussed about why was in use ಅಂತ, and second one we have discussed about we have discussed about what is the location about this. It is 54th one, 7th one, highest number 55 is what? 55 we call it as Dholpur Karauli, it is in Rajasthan. Dholpur Karauli, it is in Rajasthan. Now coming to our the most important uniqueness about Madhya Pradesh ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ highest number of tigers are present in where? It is Madhya Pradesh, more than 700 plus. Followed by second one we call it as the highest leopards also found in Madhya Pradesh, and the third one for the first time cheetahs has been introduced ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ again it is in Madhya Pradesh, that is in Kuno National Park. Now the second one we call the second home for Kuno National Park ಬಿಟ್ಟಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ nothing but Gandhi Sagar National Park, again that is present in where? That is present in Madhya Pradesh ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. Madhya Pradesh, followed by the state animal of Madhya Pradesh, we call it as Barasinga. Ella questions ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ already. Yes, you can expect a question on this also. Now last one ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is tiger reserves. The reserves. Now what do you mean by tiger reserve? Yes or no? It is Veeranagana tiger reserve ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. What do you mean by tiger reserves? First, at least ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು online first. What is tiger reserve? Can I say it is the wildlife sanctuary? It has been dedicated for what? Conservation of tigers. Yes or no? Does it mean only tigers are present here? Obviously no. Now, okay, first one is about in the Godanim. It is Tiger Reserve, it's a wildlife sanctuary which is dedicated for the conservation and protection of tigers. First one done. Now, this tiger reserves has been declared under which act? It has been declared under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 only. It has been declared under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Second one. Third one, at least we know what is the number on the Kelidra sir. It is number, we call it as 55 in number. Now, 55 in number. This project Tiger has been declared yavaga. This project Tiger, it has been declared under WPA. But yavaga declare madiro sir anta kelidre? It has been declared in the year 1973. Example kelidare 1973. Okay, one fill madna. It's about, at least name gottide idu. It's a wildlife sanctuary which has been dedicated for what? Dedicated for the conservation as well as protection of tigers. Second one, it has been declared under which act? Act is Wildlife Protection Act of, it is 1972. Nothing but under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, we have declared what? We have declared the tiger reserves and we have established a project called as the Project Tiger in which year? It is Project Tiger in the year 1973. Now, 1973 in the, it is, don't you think, till 2023, it has completed how many years? It has completed 50 years. On the celebration, see, 50 years complete, don't you think we need to celebrate it? Celebrate and cut out yes or no? We need to take some initiatives, and that initiative has been taken up by India on the celebration of 50th year. We have declared or we established an institution called as IPCA. Yes or no? Obviously yes. It is IPCA has been established. IPCA has been established. Sir, IPCA andre enu sir antandre? It is International Big Cat Alliance. International Big Cat Alliance. Now sir, why India has established this? Why India has established this? Because India dalle enappa antandre? India has, it has 75% of tiger population. India is a land to 75% of tiger population. First one. Second one, nodadadre. Enappa second one no? What second one? Second one, we call it as India has the, I can say, all the big cats. What is big cats in the kelidre? India has a 7 big cat population. 7 big cat population. Adukoskara, we have launched what? We have launched the International Big Cat Alliance in the year 2023. Elli sir anta kelidre? In Mysore alli. Mysore or Mysore district. Yes, we have declared this. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched this. Now, where is the headquarters of IPCA? It is headquarters anta kelidre? It is Delhi sir anta kelidre? New Delhi ide. It is New Delhi. Now, what do you mean by 7 big cats? 7 big cats andre enappa? Bebene. It is lion idya. Namal tiger idya. Lion illide. It is lion is only and only dedicated to what? It is Gir National Park Ashta. Lion is only dedicated to where? It is the Gir National Park only and only in Gujarat. What is the IUCN status of lion? Recent change madidare. It is vulnerable, it is not endangered. It is not endangered. That is year 2024 they have changed the status from endangered to vulnerable. They are safe and the tigers are safe and though it is present in Gir, they are more safe because it is Gujarat government ante. Okay, just joking. First one, okay, lion aito. Tigers, anyways we have seen what is the IUCN status of tiger. It is endangered alva. It is endangered. Third one, third big cat. Third big cat, we call it as what? It is cheetah. Cheetah IUCN status. It is again endangered. Cheetahs. Followed by leopard, snow leopard. Leopard or snow leopard. It is vulnerable. Leopard as well as A snow leopard, exactly, Anil, exactly perfect, yes. Followed by the puma and jaguar. The puma and jaguar, there is no exact evidence. Puma and jaguar though, there is no exact evidence. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. It was puma and jaguar, but we have in India. We have in India 7 conservation. Example ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. It is conservation of the 7 big cats. We call it as the Big Cat Alliance. Big Cat Alliance. Okay alva? Yes, we have discussed end to end also. End to end. Exactly. Exactly, yes. Okay, exactly. Okay. Only exactly perfect, yes. Now coming to the next one, we call it as economy in the ಏನಪ್ಪ economy in the first topic ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕು ವಿಭಿನ್ನ first okay. Next one we call it as the issues faced by agriculture. Issues ಬೇಕಾ ಕಾಫಿ ಬೇಕಾ? It was issues faced by agriculture. Okay. It is the issues faced by agriculture or the agrarian distress, or we call it as the agrarian distress. Distress. Exactly. Okay, sir. Anything is fine. Okay. See, anything is fine and bardu. You should demand nimge en beku adu anta. Okay alva. You should never get compromised. Okay. Coffee beka? Okay. Then it is the issues, that is agrarian distress. Now sir, why was in news, sir? Why was in news? Again exactly minduale ittu. Nim favorite paper alva. It is the news. Okay alva. Why was in news? Because of El Nino and drought situation. Because of continuous El Nino and drought situation, there is increased what? Agrarian distress. Now if there is a agrarian distress, don't you think the government need to take steps to reduce such agrarian distress? How do you know? Obviously yes. Nothing but the government need to take up an initiative to reduce the agrarian distress. Now for this farmers are demanding to implement various committee recommendations. Majorly National Commission on Farmers recommendations, which was headed by Yaru. It is MS Swaminathan. Highly important one we call it as. It is to implement National Commission on Farmers, a commission which has been established in the year 2004, headed by Yarappa antandre. Headed by MS Swaminathan. Highly news alide. MS Swaminathan, he is called as what? He is called as father of green revolution. Howda? He is called as father of green revolution. Second news alli nikide. It is second news enappa andra recently the 53rd Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of India, has been given to yarge. The 53rd Bharat Ratna has been given to, it is MS Swaminathan. That is in the year 2020. It is 4LA. It is MS Swaminathan has been given the highest civilian award. We call it as the Bharat Ratna also. It is Bharata Ratna. Highly important one. And the third news ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವರು ಮಗಳದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಇವರು ಮಗಳು? ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾಥನ್ ಗೊತ್ತ ನನಗೆ. It is Soumya Swaminathan. Yes or no? Soumya Swaminathan. She has been included to advise the Ministry of Home Affairs as well as Ministry of Health and Family Welfare are related to what? Are related to enhancing the health of the country and to stop the future, the COVID spread or pandemic spread in the country. And she has been appointed as the what? She has been appointed as executive chairman again. Executive or advisory member. She is already holding which post? ಯಾವ post hold ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ already? It is she is a chairman. She is holding a chairman of WHO's executive meeting ali. WHO's executive meeting. That is MS Swaminathan Maglu. It is Soumya Swaminathan. The Soumya Swaminathan received the, I can see, the Bharat Ratna on behalf of his father. Okay, alva. This is with respect to the first and foremost one we got as news. Exactly, majorly with respect to curbing of the diseases, major ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is TB, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, we need to end TB by which year? It is 2025 ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ. It is ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ we are taking advice from this one. That is majorly with respect to TB ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ this TB is caused by ಏನು? Is it virus, bacteria or protozoa? It is bacteria. We call it as bacteria. ಯಾವ bacteria ಏನಪ್ಪ? It is mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. What's the target of India ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the target of India is 2025. What's the target of world? It is innur, or I can say it is 2030 astrally. It is 2030 astrally. We need to end this. We need to end TB at the world level, but at India level it is 2025. 2025. Yes, done. Example keltare. It is back to you also. Okay, alva. This is all about the first and foremost one. We call it as news. Now second one, sir, what are the issues, or I can say what are the recommendations which the farmers are demanding? The first and foremost demand ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is with respect to ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? It is MSP. First and foremost demand we are getting from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? It is MSP. Now what is MSP? Now what is MSP exactly? ಏನು MSP ಅಂದ್ರೆ? We call it as minimum support price. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? MSP is nothing but minimum support price. Now what is the demand of the farmers? Demand of the farmers with respect to MSP ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is the two things. Now MSP ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ MSP is a minimum support price. Now this MSP is being declared by ಯಾರು? It is declared by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs on whose recommendation? On recommendation of CACP, that is Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices. Under which ministry though? Under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, they will be recommending the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs headed by yaru? PM. It is not Finance Minister, it is the PM. They will be announcing MSP, minimum support price, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ? Or for how many crops? For how many crops ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is for 23 crops. For 23 crops it is mandatory, you must know this. Now what is the recommendation which has been demanding by the farmers ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the first and foremost recommendation we call it as give us a legal backing. Now is it mandatory for the government to announce MSP every year? ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾ? Obviously no. Nothing but the farmers are demanding ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ give us a legal backing. Sir, legal backing ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ give us MSP. Hope you're getting at the first and foremost demand which is coming from farmers ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is go for implementation of, I can say, MSP on legal basis. Nothing but establish it in a form of an act and give us our minimum support price based on what contribution? Based on what calculations are anta kelidre? Based on C2 prices. Now to understand you, now while discussing about this one, CACP, now CACP discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ now how will they recommend to the council of, I can say, how will they recommend to the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs? Random ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂತ? Obviously no. They will take into consideration all the different inputs. They will take into consideration all the different cost. Now sir, ಈ calculation ಮತ್ತು cost ನ calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we have three important methods. And that three important methods ಯಾವ್ಯಾವು? We call it as A2 method. What is A2? Agricultural input cost method. A2 method anta agricultural, nothing but A2 andre enu sir anta kelidre it is nothing but the inclusion of the cost of inputs. Inclusion of what? The cost of ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್. ಸರ್ ಏನೇನು ಸರ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೀಡ್, ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್, that is the cost of the seed, cost on fertilizer, the cost on I can say cultivation. All these things comes under what? All these things comes under the A2 method. A2 method ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತೀರಾ ಹಂಗೆ? A2 method, nothing that sir A2 method ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, nothing that some 100 rupees ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. think that it is 100 rupees. This is our first method. Second method ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is A2 plus FL method. Now A2 same andre cost of inputs. Now what is FL? It is family labor. Family labor cost is also included. Nothing but think that family labor cost ಒಂದು 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ. Now what will be the A2 plus FL method? It is 150, 100 plus 50 alwa. It is 150 rupees. Third one we call it as a comprehensive method. Comprehensive antandre, they'll also be taking into consideration the cost or the rent of the land. That is, rent of the land is also being calculated in C2. Now think that adon 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಈಗ? It is 200. Now which is beneficial to the government? Which method is beneficial? A2 method, exactly. Yes. Which is beneficial for the farmers? You are demand ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Will they demand A2? Will they demand A2 plus FL? Will they demand C2? Yes. Nothing but our demand ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, give us what? Give us a C2. Sir C2 ನೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, C2 ಅಲ್ಲ, 1.5 times C2. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ 1.5 times? See exactly 1% ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. I need to get profit also ಅಲ್ವಾ? Nothing but give me 1.5 times. That is C2 method formula use ಮಾಡಿ. And that has also been recommended by ಯಾರು? That is also been recommended by the MS Swaminathan committee. Nothing but it is nothing but C2 ಕೊಡಿ. ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ C2 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ one time ಅಲ್ಲ, because that is my input ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Input on family, input on I can say the different cost, input with respect to the land or the rent also. Now give me that 0.5% as what? A profit. 0.5% as profit ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ give me legal backing also. Give me legal backing also. It should not be based on the whims and fancies of the government. Rather it should be via I can say a legal backing. Nothing but via an act of parliament. Via an act of a parliament. Yes, done. Will the government accept this? Government is beda, because government kotre subsidy cost will increase. Subsidy cost will increase. Sir ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಬಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ MSP ನ? Is it A2 or A2 plus FL? ಯಾವ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು? So it is government, it is A2 plus FL ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. It is they are providing what? They are providing 1.5 times the cost of A2 plus FL method. Moderate ಆಗಿ. ಈಗ ನಿನಗೂ ಬೇಡ ನನಗೂ ಬೇಡ, moderate ಆಗಿ. It is A2 plus FL method basis ಮೇಲೆ. But the National Commission for Farmers, headed by MS Swaminathan, has recommended what? Recommended give the farmers C2. Give the farmers a C2. Idon first and foremost a challenge. This is a recommendation or this is a demand which has been demanded by the farmers. Demanded by the farmers. So second demand ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, now is it agriculture a year long work or year long agriculture? Can I go for year long agriculture? ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ 365 ದಿನಾನು? Obviously no. It is in ಮಿಕ್ಕಿ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Should I need to go for movies? ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ? Obviously no. ನನಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೆಲಸ ಇರಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡಿ. Now that has been provided under which scheme? It is under I can say Narega or MG Narega scheme alva. Now the second one we call it as, the second recommendation we call it as, because of seasonal employability of agriculture, the farmers are demanding what? The farmers are demanding give me an alternate employment during what? During the summer seasons. And that scheme we call it as MG Narega scheme. It is Mahatma Gandhi National the Rural Employment Guarantee Act anta. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. This has been established yavagappa? It has been established under Manrega Act of 2005 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. MG Narega Act of 2005. But yavagappa enforce agatte anta kelidre the same year, but this has been renamed in the year 2006 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It was ಮೊದಲು ನರೇಗಾ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. It was ನರೇಗಾ scheme, but ಇದನ್ನ MG ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. Why Mahatma Gandhi? Because he is the person who encouraged the rural development. Rural development, obviously this Manrega, it is majorly with respect to ಯಾವ areas ಗೆ? Is it rural or urban or both? It is only and only rural. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, it is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Only and only with respect to rural. Now what type of employment ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is unskilled, low skilled or no skilled persons ಗೆ. There will be majorly with respect to ಯಾವ skills ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ or what type of work ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is manual work. With respect to manual work ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Highlight 9.1. Now this scheme is implemented by ಯಾವ ministry ಅವರು? Ministry of Rural Development. It is implemented by exactly, it is Ministry of Rural Development. Ministry of Rural Development. Exactly. Second one we call it as what's the objective ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, objective we call it as 100 days of what? 100 days of, I can say, voluntary manual labor is being provided. Manual labor has been provided. ಇಷ್ಟು ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಯುನಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, 1/3 ರಿಸರ್ವೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬೀನ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿಮೆನ್ಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ 1/3 ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ NABARD report which says that 52.5% of women are into, it is MG Narega sector. Is it good or bad? It is bad. It's not good, it is bad, because ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, it is the low skilled, unskilled, no skilled employment or manual employment has been provided. Yes, done. It is bad, ಇರಬಾರ್ದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Yes, reservation ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು first of all. None. Yes or no? Under this reservation ಯಾಕೆ? If you are qualifying for merit, obviously reservation is required. ಇಲ್ಲಿ it is manual ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now coming to our sir, what is the recommendation which has been demanded by, this farmers? ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, 100 days ಬೇಡ ನಮಗೆ, it is 200 ಕೊಡಿ. Because out of 365 days ಅಲ್ಲಿ hardly our employment will be maximum for 6 months. Yes sir, maximum 6 months ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇನ್ ಮಿಕ್ಕಿ 6 months ಮನೇಲಿ ಕೂರಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡಿ, ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is nothing but we don't want 300 rupees per day now, we want double the cost. Nothing but we want 600 rupees is the, I can say, minimum wages na increase ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. Nothing but they are demanding what? They are demanding pay us 600 rupees per day per person for employment into this. We call it as what? We call it as, it is in an average agi minimum support price is fixed by, or I can say minimum wages is fixed by states. Now ella states al average nodadre it is less than 300. Now 300 inda it is double it, nothing but 600 kodi anta. Yes, don't you think it is a logical decision also? Idin ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Yes sir, because we have more than 48% of, I can say, employment in agriculture sector. Now if you want to develop India, if you want to develop agriculture sector, the government need to take all these measures to bring farmers from distress or to bring farmers from agricultural poverty also. Sir, ishte saka sir antandre, see, this is the basic one, you need to do it. Idr jotege the government should also take up the different initiatives with respect to ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, that is reducing the cost of inputs. Sir, cost of inputs ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸರ್ reduce ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, with respect to seed ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Nothing but we need to go for GM crops at cheaper cost. Second one, with respect to fertilizers, how can we make it, I can say, lesser inputs. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, with respect to development of nano urea, nano gold, or I can say urea gold ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿವಲ್ಲ? Yes or no? It is nano urea is nothing but it is developing at a cheaper cost. ಬಗ್ಗೆ followed by we need to go for neem coated urea. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ we should also develop our good market networks also. Sir, what do we mean market network sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is selling of our products in the open market by establishment of ENAM. ಏನು ಸರ್ ENAM ಅಂದ್ರೆ? It is electronic national agriculture market should also be established in a country. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ we should also go for establishment of different food processing sectors also. Food processing sectors also. Done? Okay alva? This is all with respect to ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this is all with respect to the making agriculture sector a productive sector. Sector. Exactly, yes. Exactly. We have established at Kalol ಏನಪ್ಪ establish ಮಾಡಿರೋದು? It is liquid nano urea plant. Liquid nano urea plant first ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ, second ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, which is the first plant which has been established first in South India? ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ sir. It has been established in Devnalli. It has been established in Devnalli, the first in South India. Okay. And the second one we call it as nano gold or urea gold ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ urea gold ಏನಪ್ಪ? Urea gold ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is sulfur coated urea. Sulfur coated urea we call it as nano gold ಅಂತ. For by ENAM ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ electronically linking all the markets. Electronically linking all the markets to get, I can say, higher prices with respect to the produced goods of agriculture. Produced goods of agriculture. Yes, these are the first topic with respect to. Yes, exactly sulfur coated. Okay, Bengaluru rural area or Devnalli. Done. The next one we call it as the next one we call it as the coffee production. The coffee production in India. The coffee production in India anta. Coffee. Now, why was in news? Enikappa news alli? Begne. Enik news alli? Because of a drought situation, because of El Nino, our coffee production has reduced. Yes or no? It is because of El Nino. Because of El Nino. No, El Nino anta enu anta? Because of El Nino. Because of continuous droughts, our coffee production has reduced. Coffee yield has reduced. Okay, now this is our first one. Now coming to our first one, coffee ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, now what is coffee? What is coffee? Can I say it is a plantation crops? Yes, ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ? Now ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, but the major one here is it is the second beverage which has been cultivated in India after ಏನು? After tea. Highly important one, which is the first beverage ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is the tea ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, and the second one we call it as what? Second one we call it as the coffee. Coffee is considered to be the second beverage, the beverage which has been cultivated in India. It is cultivated in India ಅಂತ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. It is also a plantation crop also. It is also a plantation crop also. It is also called as the plantation crop also. Plantation crop also. Now after this, what is the second one? Enappa second one? No. Second one you should know about what is the origin of coffee cultivation in India. Enappa origin? ನಂಗೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಗೊತ್ತು. ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬೆಳೀತು? It is nothing but this has been brought in from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is on of Africa. Brazil, it is on of Africa. We call it as Ethiopia ಇಂದ. Now Ethiopia ಇಂದ ಯಾರು ತಂದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Baba Budan. It is highly important one. It has been brought in from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? It is Ethiopia. It has been brought in from Ethiopia by ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is, we call it as a Baba Budan. Now this has been planted. This has been planted in our state, that is Karnataka, that is Chikmagalur district ali. Chikmagalur district, and the hill has been named after his own contributor. His own contribution, euro on the basis mele, we have named it as what? Baba Budangiri Hill anta. Baba Budangiri Hill is the origination of what? Origination of the plantation of coffee in Karnataka as well as coffee in India as such. Coffee in India as such. Okay, now this is the second one. Third one nodadadre, it is what is the salient features? What is the salient of features? ಏನಪ್ಪ salient features? Climate ಯಾವ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು, rainfall ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು, temperature ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು, soil, what type of soil should be there? It is first one. What type of temperature must be there for the cultivation and for the growth of coffee in India? ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕು? It is, can I say it should be moderate at least? Moderate ಆಗಿ ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 15 to some 28 degrees Celsius is mandatory. 15 to 28 degrees Celsius. ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಮಳೆನೂ ಬೀಳ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಸಿಲು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Nothing but it should be, I can say, the warm and moist type of climate ಇಲ್ಲಿ mandatory ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. It is nothing but 15 to 28 degrees Celsius. 28 degrees Celsius is mandatory. Rainfall ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು? Is it low rainfall, moderate or high rainfall? It is obviously it is higher rainfall ಇಲ್ಲಿ. It is rainfall ಅಥವಾ it is also called as ಏನು, precipitation ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is 152 or 200 centimeter of rainfall is mandatory. 152, I can say the 200 centimeter of rainfall is mandatory ಆಗಿರಲೇಬೇಕು. Now if it is high rainfall, high temperature ಇದ್ದಾಗ what type of soil is being created? It is, we call it as laterite soil is being created. High temperature, high rainfall, what is the type of soil which is present here? We call it as laterite soil. Laterite ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. It is UPSC 2023 question, laterite soil. 101% question ಕೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. Laterite soil. Laterite soil is nothing but leached soil. Nothing but all the resources or all the nutrients are being, I can say, leached underground. Now sir, ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ leach ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, don't you think if I'm going for cultivation of this coffee, don't you think I need to add more fertilizers? Obviously, yes or no? I need to add more fertilizers. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ it is fertilizers ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ or nutrients ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ, but my climate is all, I can say, feasible. Be it with the temperature, be it with respect to the rainfall, everything is feasible. But problem is I need to add more of fertilizers. I need to add more of fertilizers. Yes, this is with respect to the climatic conditions which are required with respect to cultivation of the coffee in the world. Coffee in the world. Now even condition elsir ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ? It is ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It is, who is the largest producer of a coffee at the world ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the three countries, the top 3 countries ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is Brazil. Brazil is evergreen forest, ideal climate. Brazil is the largest producer. Second one ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ second one ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the Vietnam, again near to equator. It is Vietnam. And the third one we call it as again near to equator, we call it as a Colombo anta. It is, or I can say it is Colombo. It is majorly famous for it is tea also. Idr jotege it is also our Colombia also. It is, but top two nodadadre it is Brazil and Vietnam. Brazil and Vietnam. Now sir, Brazil and Vietnam ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir majorly famous ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because of what? Because of higher temperature ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, higher precipitation ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. If that's the case, can't I go for cultivation of a coffee? Yes, plantation crops. Plantation a crop ಆಗಿ cultivate ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. But ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, is India top ranker with respect to coffee? ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ obviously it is yes. But ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಕಾಫಿ? ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ? ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್, ಹೈಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಒನ್, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 15%. One of the largest I can say, but not top. One of the largest we call it as India contributes to 15% of the coffee production at the world level. But out of this 15% ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ 70% ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ? It is 70% of our coffee, it has been coming from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is from Karnataka. And the second rank goes to ಯಾರಿಗೆ? It is 70% ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿಂದ. After Karnataka, it is our western Ghats called Kerala, and third one we call it as Tamil Nadu. These three states contributes to maximum coffee production at world level. at world level ಅಂತ. Now sir, okay sir, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ okay, but ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆರ್ ಯಾವ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್? ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೊಡಗು, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಂಗ್ಳೂರು. whereas ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಂಗ್ಳೂರು is called as what? Land of coffee ಅಂತ. Land of a coffee, land of a coffee. It is, we call it as land of coffee ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು. ಚಿಕ್ಕಮಗಳೂರು. And Karnataka is also one of the largest producer of spices also. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ they have announced to establish what? That is Spice Park. They have also announced to establish what? The Spice Park also. Spice Park at Chikmagalur. Spice Park in Chikmagalur also. The largest producer ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is ಕೊಡಗು. Largest producing district we call it as it is ಕೊಡಗು ಅಂತ. It is a ಕೊಡಗು. Now with respect to ಕೊಡಗು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ recently we have got, I can say it is Arka Ravi. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. What is this Arka Ravi? It is Arka Ravi is a avocado. Recent ಆಗಿ avocado has been developed by the Kodagu Horticultural Department also. Horticultural Department. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡಗು is famous for recent ಆಗಿ, and ಕೊಡಗು is also famous for establishment of the first KMF. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಕೊಡಗು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನನಗೆ? ಎಲ್ಲಿ? Online fast. Where have we established the first, I can say recent ಆಗಿ goat milk ಕೂಡ establish ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. The goat milk processing plant has been established in ಕೊಡಗುಲಿ. Where? Avocado exactly? I perfectly exactly yes. ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳೋದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಬರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಮತ್ತೇನು ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೈ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮಡಿಕೇರಿ ಕೊಡಗು ನಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮದಲಪುರ ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಮದಲಪುರ. ಮದಲಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ we have established the first, I can say KMF also. Now how many branches are present with respect to KMF? Sir, KMF ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಕೇಳಿಬಿಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ. It is KMFS ಏನು KMF ಅಂದ್ರೆ? It is Karnataka Milk Federation. Karnataka Milk Federation has 14 branches. 14, I can say, milk processing centers are present in Karnataka. Okay alva? And it is also considered to be the second largest milk producer also after Amul. After Amul, the second largest is the KMF. Done? Exactly? Exactly, yes. Exactly, perfect. Okay alva? This with respect to, we call it as the coffee. Now sir, coffee ಗೆ ಬರೋದು ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಕಾಫಿ ಸರ್ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is we have two types of coffee. One we call it as Arabica coffee, and the second one we call it as ಏನಪ್ಪ? It is we call it as Robusta coffee. Second one we call it as Robusta coffee ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Now which one are we cultivating to the maximum extent? Is it Robusta or Arabica? See, internet ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, Arabica ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತ. It is with respect to Arabica ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, Arabica as well as Robusta is the two important varieties. Now with respect to Arabica ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is the purest form or the number one quality coffee. Number one a quality coffee, the number one quality coffee. Whereas with respect to Robusta ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is some unpure coffee ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Unpure a coffee. Now with respect to ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ largest producer of coffee in Karnataka ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is this one. It is the Robusta is easy to cultivate. Easy to cultivate as well as resistant to different, I can say, organisms also. Resistant to different diseases also. Exactly. Robusta is the highly producer. Exactly, Rakshit, exactly perfect. Yes. Okay alva? It is idu on ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. It is closest competitors. Closest competitors is 51% ಇದೆ. Whereas it is 49%. But it will overtake no matter what. It will overtake because ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the demand is more with respect to Arabica rather than Robusta. Rather than Robusta. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ಕ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. It is highly costlier also. Now sir, costlier ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಬೆಳೀತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Seeds, cultivation practices requires highly costlier practices also. Highly costlier practices also. Done? This is with respect exactly. This is with respect to the complete coffee, that is from agriculture perspective. Now the third one from economy we call it as, ಏನಪ್ಪ? It is right to repair. It is right to repair ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Right to the repair, right to a repair. Okay, at least ಕೂರ್ತೀರಾ? ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಬೇಕಾ? ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. Okay, no break. At least ಕೂರ್ತೀರಾ 6 ವರೆಗೂ? Can I extend? Okay. Online? Okay. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಷ್ಟ. Okay, anything is fine for me. It has right to repair. ನೀವು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, at least ಒಂದು 5 minutes ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಹಾಂ. It has right to repair. Now why was in use? ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? Why was in use? Recently Ministry of Consumer Affairs has invited ಯಾರನ್ನ? Has invited automobile companies to join which portal? As invited to join the right to repair portal. As invited to join the right to repair a portal ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ರೈಟ್ ಟು ರಿಪೇರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್. ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಅ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ರಿಪೇರ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್. ನೋಡೋಣ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ರಿಪೇರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ has been launched by ಯಾವ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ನಪ್ಪ? It is Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Be cautious here, it is not by Ministry of Commerce Soru. It is not by Ministry of Commerce, rather it has been launched by Ministry of Consumer Affairs under a department, or I can say under this we have a Department of Consumer Affairs also. They have launched this portal. Portal. Now second thing here is, sir, ಈ concept of, or I can say origin of right to repair ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is from USA. It has been started from USA since 2012. It has started since 2012 with the launch of an act called as motorized vehicles. Now don't you think take an example of my mobile. ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಓನ್, ನಾನು ಓನರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾ ಇಫ್ being a owner, I should have the choice to get repaired from wherever I'm willing. ಹೌದು ಇಲ್ವೋ? ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಪಲ್ ಹೊಡೆದೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? Don't you think that is not at all required? That is grabbing my rights ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Now for the first time the USA has recognized this right to repair, and they have passed the bill called as what? Motorized Vehicle Owners Rights Act anta. They have passed a bill called as what? They have passed a bill called as, let us pass by yarappa anta kelidre, it is USA government, it is by USA. Now yaar sir USA avaga president agidru anta kelidre, it is Barack Obama. See, this Barack Obama is most proactive with respect to enhancing the rights of the consumers. Now he passed a bill called as, ಯಾವ ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, we call it as Motorized Vehicle Owners Act. Motorized Vehicle Owners Act, that is Right to Repair Act, has been passed in the year 2012. Now based on this inspiration, even our UK government has passed this bill, and even European Union has also passed this bill. United Kingdom as well as European Union has also passed this bill. But Indian government ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, in the year 2021 ಅಲ್ಲಿ they came out with a project called as Right to Repair Portal. Now right to repair ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್? Now what is the definition of right to repair portal? What is right to repair portal? Nothing but right to repair ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, the company need to disclose the repair manual. The company need to disclose the repair manual. Take an example of namdu yado on gadi, or take an example of, I can say, mobile phones. Now this company need to disclose openly. They need to disclose openly how can we get this, I can say, product repaired from the third party anta. From third party we need to provide a complete manual. Take an example of mobile alva. Mobile heng bichbeku, heng hakbeku, how to repair this, everything should be given to a third party. Now sir, why should I need to give this to third party antandre? Because this device or this object is being owned by a consumer. It is not owned by the, I can say, the company. To reduce this or to give rights back to the consumers, our government as well as USA as well as foreign governments has come out with a project called as the right to repair a project. Right to repair a project. Nothing but nothing but the company need to provide what? The company need to provide exactly a manual need to be provided. We need to provide a manual to yarge, to the third parties. Exactly to the third parties with respect to any with respect to repairing of my products. Repairing of my products. Repairing of my the products. Now sir, repairing of my products, okay. Idrinda nanage ಏನು sir positives? What are the positives of this right to repair act or right to repair portal? The first and the foremost thing here is I can get repaired from the nearest shops. ಹೌದೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಆರ್ ಆಪಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ ರಾಜಾಜಿನಗರಲ್ಲೋ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು. ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ I can get repaired from a nearest shop. And second thing here is if I visit the showrooms, ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇ ಬಿಲ್, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಏನೇನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. We don't know. Nothing but the costliness also it is present. Now ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Obviously it will come down, affordability. And the third thing we call it as it provides employment in a decentralized level. It provides employment to whom? Employment to the, I can say at decentralized level, rather than providing employment by the company, or the profit is being given to our own Indians rather than to the foreigners, foreign MNCs. Foreign MNCs ಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡೋ ಬದಲು we will be providing employment to our own people at, I can say, affordable cost. At affordable cost, and that is the major objective or the positives of this project. Yes, yes or no? Yes, we have three important projects, or I can say importance. One we call it as, obviously, it is nothing but our cost will come down. Cost will come down. Second one, it provides employment to the locals. At the same time, it will enhance the fasterness of the repair also. Fasterness of the repair also. Fasterness of the repair also. Exactly. Yes, done. Okay, alva. This is with respect to right to repair the portal. The next one we call it as. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ few topics from geography. Few topics from geography. Exactly, amount will also save, followed by time, followed by, see it is not an intellectual property. See, we are not disclosing how it has been manufactured, rather we are only disclosing how it has been or how to repair this. Ashte. It does not come under violation of IP also. It does not come under violation of IP also. Exactly, yes. Exactly, yes, yes. Done. Now the next one with respect to geography ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we had ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we had two news with respect to geography. One we call it as ಏನು? It is Mahadayi dispute, and the second one we call it as ಏನು? It is Upper Siang project anta. Upper Siang up project. Okay alva? Yes, at least news at least ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. Now what do you mean by Mahadayi? What is Mahadayi project? What is Mahadayi project? About Mahadayi, it is also called as Eno. It is also called as Mandovi. It is also called as Madhe in Goa. Madhe in Goa. Now this originates elinda nappa, this Mahadayi originates elinda. It is origin of Mahadayi ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ that is Beamgard Wildlife Sanctuary. This as an originates from, it is Beamgard Wildlife Sanctuary. Example already. This has been originated from Beamgard Wildlife Sanctuary in the which district? It originates from Belgavi district of Karnataka. Beamgard Wildlife Sanctuary is present in Karnataka, Belgavi district of Karnataka. Origin agata. Now what are different tributaries of Mahadayi? It is tributaries ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we have three major important tributaries. One we call it as Kalsa, second one Banduri, it is Kalsa anta matadtivi, and the second one we call it as the Banduri, second one we call it as Banduri, and the third one, the third tributary we call it as eno, it is Zuari anta. It is third one we call it as Zuari. No, in controversy enu anta nodona. Yes. Now the third one, it is ellappa drain agutte, finally elli flow agutte. It flows into Arabian Sea, near to enappa andre it is Panaji. It flows to Arabian Sea, near to Panaji. And this Mahadai, it is also considered to be the lifeline of Goa. Lifeline of Goa. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು ಚೀಟಿಂಗ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಂತ. Now obviously these are the tributaries of Mahadai. Now the Karnataka government has planned to construct what? Plans to construct the bridges or plans to construct dams. Now ಈ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this plan has started since 1989 ಇಂದ 1989ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು. ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 2000s. After 2000s, they started to construct the dams on this Kalsa and Banduri. And they have said that ಈ Kalsa and Banduri ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. Now the Goa is saying that, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಮಾರಾಯ, even though if it is in your territory, it is our lifeline because we are using it for drinking water purpose, and that is also considered to be fundamental basic drinking water purpose ಅಂತ. Now Karnataka government is saying that ನಾವು ಕುಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ತಗೋತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ. Rather by constructing these dams, we are diverting it to ಯಾವ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? We are diverting it to, it is Malaprabha tributary. We are constructing the dams, and ilinda we are lifting it and we are transferring it to the other tributary. Other tributary we call it as ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ tributary ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is Malaprabha tributary. This Malaprabha is a tributary of ಯಾವ್ದ್ರದ್ದು? It is Krishna. Malaprabha is a tributary of the Krishna ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Malaprabha is a tributary of the Krishna. Malaprabha is a tributary of the Krishna. Yes. Now sir ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, we are providing drinking water to 3 districts ಗೆ. Highly important one. We are diverting it from, it is Kalsa and Banduri is a tributary of Mahadai, and we are diverting it to Malaprabha, and from here we are sending it to 3 districts ಗೆ, 3 districts ಗೆ, 3 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ, and we are sending it to 3 districts, and that 3 districts ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, one is obviously Belgavi, and the second one we call it as Dharwad, and the third one we call it as Gadag. Highly important exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. We are diverting the, I can say, the river from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is Kalsa and Banduri is a tributary of ಯಾವ್ದ್ರದ್ದು? Mahadai, and diverting it to a tributary of Krishna, we call it as Malaprabha river, and from here we are distributing it to drinking water purpose of the 3 districts. We call it as Belgavi, followed by the Dharwad, and followed by it is a Gadag districts of Karnataka. Now what is your point? Is it good or bad? ಏನಂತೀರಾ? It is, if you are from Karnataka, obviously you will be supporting the scheme. If you are from Goa, obviously you will be rejecting the scheme. Now obviously, don't you think after constructing this there will be contention between the two states? Karnataka and Goa is in contention between, or I can say for the construction of this project. Now ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ our central government will step in. Now the central government stepped in the year 2010, and we established what? We established a tribunal called as exactly ಹೌದು ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, we established a Mahadai, I can say Mahadai what? Big name, Mahadai River Water Tribunal has been established. Mahadai River Water Tribunal, we call it as Mahadai River Water Tribunal has been established ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is in the year 2010. ಇವ್ರು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Yes or no? Now this Mahadai River Water Tribunals ಅಲ್ಲಿ it includes 3 states. ಯಾವ್ದು? It is though contention is between Goa and Karnataka, it is Maharashtra is also part of this, because the few regions of Maharashtra also comes under the Mahadayi river basin. Mahadayi river basin. Exactly, yes. Mahadayi, the drinking water or the water terminal has been established. Exactly, yes. Okay, alone. See, Bijapur kortira official agi, we are not providing into Bijapur, but only 3 districts ashte. Okay, alva, adadmele extend ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಇದೆ ಅವರದು, ಬಟ್ ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕಿತಾಡ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಕೊಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Done. And the second news here is Upper Siang project. The Siang project na ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Upper Siang. Now, with respect to Upper Siang ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, already you know it is wise in news ಅಂತ. It is the mega protest which has been taken up by yaru. It is Adi tribe. Mega protest which has been taken up by, exactly, yes, it is the Adi tribe with respect to construction of the Upper Siang project. Upper Siang project. Now coming to Upper Siang project ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it has been constructed in which state ಅಲ್ಲಿ? It has been constructed in Arunachal Pradesh. Highly important one. Arunachal Pradesh ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರು, it is most important one. It has been constructed in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. On which river? Obviously. On which river ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವ river sir ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is Siang. Nothing but Siang is a part of Brahmaputra. Siang is a part of Brahmaputra which flows in Arunachal Pradesh. Which flows in Arunachal Pradesh. Brahmaputra ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಪುತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ origin ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Brahmaputra originates in Tibet originate agi, it moves east, and at Namcha Barwa it enters what? It enters Arunachal Pradesh at Namcha Barwali. Now ee upper part ideyala, all upper part we are constructing this dam. We call it as Upper Siang project. Upper Siang project. Now sir, ee Upper Siang project ಏನು ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, we are constructing a dam. Why are we constructing this dam? It is majorly with respect to hydro potential, nothing but generation of hydroelectricity. Now ಈಗ hydroelectricity ಗೋಸ್ಕರ construct ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ, now who will take up this initiative? ಯಾರಪ್ಪ initiative ಯಾರು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? It is undertaken by NHPC ಅವರು. What's NHPC? National Hydro Power Corporation. National Hydro Power Corporation has taken initiative to generate or to produce electricity. Yes sir, electricity ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 60% of our India's potential is coming from only and only from the Siang. Highly and highly important one. What is the uniqueness? What is the uniqueness ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, what is the uniqueness? Now India has what potential sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, approximate ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ 18,000 plus, it has 18,000 plus megawatts of electricity generation. Ishtu potential is ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. Now out of this sir, majority potential ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it has 11,000 megawatt of electricity is coming from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? It is highly and highly important one. It is only and only coming from Siang inda. Nothing but what? Nothing but 60% of our hydroelectric potential it is present in where? It is present in Upper Siang. Nothing but in Arunachal Pradesh. Adukoskara, this is also being declared as what? This is also being declared as the largest mega dam with respect to construction of what? Hydroelectricity or hydroelectric generation. Yes, highly important one. Nenpitkoniri. It is 11,000 or 11,000 megawatt of electricity potential has been present with respect to the Upper Siang project. Upper Siang project now is the largest idaga. Don't you think we'll be constructing the huge dam? A huge dam katdaga, what will be the impact of this? What will be the impact of this anta kelidre? The impact will be with respect to what? Impact will be with respect to enu. Impact will be with respect to, that is the submergence of the complete forest, the land, followed by flooding will take place. Flooding will take place. Now Narmada Bachao Andolan tanane. Yes sir, flooding will take place because of construction. Now sir, who is the biggest impactor anta kelidre? It is Adi tribe is the biggest impactor of this. I can say the construction of this dam. construction of this dam, their land has been threatened, their culture has been lost, followed by the forest will also be destroyed because of this construction of the large dam. Because of this large dam. Okay now. Yes, exactly, perfect. Yes, 11,000 megawatt electricity is being generated. Obviously, yarappa impact anta kelidre, it's obviously with respect to like Adi tribe. Yes, done. Okay, okay, Saka. Yes, done. Okay, yes, we'll stop here. In Mikiradu, we'll continue. Now, is there any doubts online as well as offline? Online as well as offline, obviously, yes, habitat loss agate, tribals, exactly, Adi. Is there any doubts from today's class or with respect to last class? Now, with respect to the last note, see, these are the fourth class of our weekly current affairs. Howdalva? These are fourth class of our weekly current affairs. Now, while teaching current affairs, at least on ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ basics ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸಿ I am teaching. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ at least you should inform me, sir, basics ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಅಂತ. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? It is the fourth classes, including today's. We have uploaded all the sections on our YouTube channel. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? YouTube ಅಲ್ಲಿ upload ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. Yes, and with respect to current affairs ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, this should be taken care on daily basis on a continuous manner agi, or else current affairs grip sigalla. Current affairs sikkilla antandre you can't even get the hold of static. I'm saying it is current affairs sikkilla antandre whatever you are reading static part, that is partially complete ashta. If you are reading current affairs on daily basis, obviously you will be updated also. At the same time, you will be exam oriented also, exam ready also. Yes. Okay, sir, Juari is the main river of, or tributary and the it is the main river of Mahadai. Or as simple as that, the main river or tributary and Madarthi. It is tributary of what? Tributary of Mahadai. Yes. Exactly, the Chile and Peru are the only two countries exactly as of now as ratified. In ratify it is BBNJ. It is only two countries. It is BBNJ. See, as of now it is completely updated. Another add other no. I'll only update this. Okay. Okay, 2 classes weekly needed. Okay, I'll talk with management. No. Yes, okay. First query, okay. Okay, 2 classes. Done. I'll talk. Okay, Messi, thank you. Okay, offline and out ilva. Okay, next class agriculture crops smell wake. Okay. Okay, alva. Yes, is there doubts offline? Doubts ilva? You know doubts ilva nimge? Nimge doubts iralla online orge irutte. Okay, done. Okay, yes. Now with respect to contacting me, this is my Telegram ID. I hope ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ. Okay alva? In case when you are watching newly, yes, this is my contact ID. You can contact me on this. Yes, exactly, yes. Okay alva? It is, I said BBNJL, it is more than 70 countries. It can be more than 70 and it can be 80 also, 90 also. Yadar irbodu. Okay, let's say signing ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, but ratify ಆದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ that becomes important. Exactly, yes. Okay. Yes, okay. Okay alva? Yes. See you all next week. Thank you.